I don't like that sound.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like it's about to explode.
Like,
what?
Oh, it's like being weird. Perhaps we should postpone the podcast for a little bit.
Hello.
And welcome to
Let's Talk About
Book, where we talk about book. I'm Smeevca.
And I'm Strawberry.
And we're reading...
Skysworn.
Yeah.
I almost said Black Flame.
Yeah, that was the last one, but we're on
Yep.
Skysworn now.
Yep.
And we're doing hopefully 9 chapters in this video.
We did the thing where we read half the book again.
Yeah, because it was like, we can either do 3 videos, each 6 chapters.
Yes.
Or we could do 2, there are
9,
9 chapters. And we were listening to them. We got through chapter 6 and I was like, I want to read more. So we read more, and we read to chapter 9. Yep, so it's by Will Wight. I think we mentioned that. But part of the Cradle series. And, do the YouTube words.
Yeah.
You're liking, you're commenting, you're subscribing. Pester your friends and strangers about it. Stand on the street corner and shout. Hold up a sign.
There's this tiny podcast that I like. Listen to it.
Yep, just like go pester people about it. I don't know how. See, here's the thing. I don't even know how people go about like botting a channel.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you would have to buy it.
Yeah, you have to buy it, but like, I'm like, is there just like a website?
Yeah, there's websites. There's multiple websites.
I'm just like,
I've never looked, but I know of like
right, because it's like, you know, YouTube drama. And stuff
I
like
watch
that.
a lot of YouTube stuff.
Right. It's just like, I guess I'm just like, how do you like you go to one of these websites and you're like, I guess
there's like a plan. There's like different plans of like how many you buy and how many like
but I'm just like, how do you know they're actually gonna do it?
Yeah.
I guess, you know, because it's all kind of like under the radar and all that.
I mean, I don't think it's illegal. So
no,
it's not
but
like...
it is like against like terms of service and stuff.
Yeah.
I would imagine. So it's like, you know, they don't have to worry about like legality, but it's still just like, and if you complain to someone who's gonna like do anything for you, I don't know. What's funny is that like YouTube has their own version of this where you can just like pay YouTube to be like...
Yeah, but that like specifically shows it to more people.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they do say, because I've like looked at it, I've like gone through it a little bit. I've not actually bought any, of course. If I had, there'd be a different number of views on this on this channel. But like you can go through and look, and it'll be like how many views you kind of like looking for, or like how long are you and like how many views are you like expected to get and stuff. And so it's just kind of funny. I've thought about it, but then it's like, I'm not spending that much money just to like show our tiny podcast to like 1,000 people and then have them go, wow, it's a podcast, and then move on, and we never get 1,000 views on anything ever again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but you know, you could go to a website and buy us a bunch of viewers and subscribers. Has anyone done that? They're like, I really like this channel, so I'm going to buy them a bunch of
I feel like it's almost more common for the opposite. To buy them for someone you hate. Because it's like a whole thing, like, oh, view botting, like, you know, and so then if it looks like they're view botting, like that, like that kind of stuff does happen.
That's amazing. Just like, I want to get this person in trouble for buying views, so I'm going to buy them views. That's amazing. I'm like, no, you gotta do it just like, no, I love these guys. I'm gonna artificially inflate their numbers so that maybe more people will watch them. So I have someone to talk to about this tiny podcast. Anyway, that's been our little opening spiel. So I guess let's actually get into it. Yeah. Chapter 1. There's not like a prologue or anything.
No, there isn't.
Yep, so chapter 1. It's Jai-Daisho's very bad time.
Yes. Yep. This chapter is great. It's one of my favorites. We're not going to go super in depth into all of Jai-Daisho's plans and like all of his tries, but it's great. I love this chapter just to see.
This was the chapter that you were like, we need to listen to at least this chapter. It's like, can we listen to some Cradle just like the first chapter?
It's just so fun.
It's very funny.
It's like
Jai Daisho's going around to a bunch of different people trying to, like, get someone
to kill Ethan. He's going to a bunch of different assassins.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So he first goes to these, like, death ravens.
Yes.
and, like, he goes on this journey, like, talks to them, and he's like, kill Ethan. And they're like, oh, no, we can't kill him. That's, like, the one guy we can't kill. Like, choose another, like...
Yeah, because it's, like, they've essentially already been paid off by Ethan, essentially.
Yep. Yeah. It's, Ethan Aurelius will not be taken. Choose another or be gone.
Yeah. Ethan Aurelius is a friend to the flock. He has given us great gifts. It's like,
only to protect himself. He wants to tie you down so none can hire you against him. He has no loyalty to you.
Even so. To act against him would bind our soul with chains of debt. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And so then he goes to, like, he goes to a group of, like...
Assassins
who are, like, basically, like, weird zombie people?
Yeah, they're suicide agents, basically, and because their path is called, like, the path of the last breath.
Yeah, and they're all, like, weird and skeletal or whatever.
Yeah, it's just a whole, just like a group of assassins.
And it's like, listen, you know, how are we supposed to, you know...
You don't ever take a contract against an Aurelius. Not a real Aurelius. They always see you coming.
Yeah. It's like, listen, we'll do a suicidal mission, but, like, this is just an impossible mission. There's a difference. Yeah,
it goes, if you need someone for a suicidal mission, like, you got us, but this is just suicide.
Yes.
And then there's this Aurelius in particular. He doesn't just see you when you strike. He saw you when you got up this morning.
He's probably watching right now.
Yep.
And then he, like, goes to a giant hole in the ground.
Yes. So he goes to, like, a super remote prison that he's not even supposed to know the location of. And, like, it seems like he helped with making the prison in the first place or whatever. And he's gonna, like, let it out. And he's basically like, oh, like, this might, like...
Cause trouble,
but, like, I can at least send it towards Ethan, and then we can take care of it afterwards.
Yep. And then he gets to it, and down at the bottom of the hole is just, like, completely clean.
It's spotlessly clean.
The hole is completely clean. There's just, like, the characters for nice try.
And then he coughs up blood and is real upset.
Yep. And it's just Jai Daisho's no good, very bad day of trying to, like find
weeks,
something.
I think.
Oh yeah, but just because it's the one chapter, it just it feels like it's just like his one very bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he decides at the end to, like the Deepwalker Ape had been the last piece he could play with only one life on the line, the last weapon he could buy so cheaply. But now he would see Ethan dead at any cost. If his clan had to burn, if the Empire itself did, Ethan Aurelius would burn with it. Yeah,
he's like, time to put literally everyone in danger.
Yup.
And boy, do we find out that is what he's doing. Yeah.
But it would have been fine.
Like, it would have been fine. It would have been fine.
That's what's even, like...
That's what's... It's, like... It's fucked up.
Yep.
It's genuinely... There's something, like, so fucked up about, like, how this all goes down.
Yeah.
You know? It's very interesting. Especially from, like, a philosophical perspective.
Yeah.
Of just, like... toying with this concept of, like, free will versus... like, determinism.
Yeah.
And
like, fate and everything.
So it's, like, determinism versus, like, free will, and this idea, it's, like, it's all probabilities, but then there are these people who are so powerful that they can just, like, affect... Like, they're the only people who really have free will.
Yeah.
Because they can see... Because they can actually predict...
Yes, yeah.
The future, like, it's like... They can see the deterministic outcome of the future and change it. So they're, in the sense, the only people who have actual free will.
Yeah.
And that's a little fucked up, you know? It's a little fucked up and scary.
Yeah.
and then they just, you know, cause untold havoc for us, but, you know, for the purpose of...
And it's interesting, because this is their, like, soft touch.
Yes.
You know? Like, this is their, like, trying not to... You know.
You could, like... Motherfucker, you could just come down here and pluck them. You don't need to do all this shit. This is always what happens with gods. This is always how it is. Oh, well, God has to... No. They could just come here and just show up and be like, yoink, and just like yoink them and then leave. And then everyone would be like, what the fuck just happened? But what can they do about it? They're just gone now. So like, fucking figure it out. But maybe that'd cause more problems. I don't know. I can't see everything. I'm not God. It's just, you know.
Yeah, I don't know enough about how the pact completely works as to like what they're allowed to do. But that's
why are they allowed to do this?
But that's also like a self like they made the pact.
Exactly.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a whole thing. And we're also getting ahead of ourselves.
We are getting ahead of ourselves.
But like, it's fine. You know what chapters we're reading. Oh, it's, you know.
Yep.
But yeah. And then basically the rest of this chapter is like Lindon.
Yep.
Right, because he's sitting in his, like, little prison, and Ethan and...
Yeah, Yaren show up, because he's, like, cycling Black Flame and stuff. One of the only things that's, like, extremely important, like, mechanics-wise, is he's, like, he could harvest almost 5 times as much fire as destruction, like, from the candles, or whatever, but he limited himself. Balance was important, or so he learned after his Madra had revolted and he scorched the back of his hand. Yeah. So, like, it has to be equal parts and all that.
Right, because he's, like, Black Flame, it's fire and destruction, but fire always has a little bit of destruction.
Yes. Yeah.
And so he has to, like, you know, just pick up on the little bit of destruction and fire that comes, you know. Yeah. It's interesting. Cycling from these candles.
Yeah. Yep, yeah, because he's been in this, like, Skysworn, like, prison. It's like, he's like, it doesn't feel like a prison, but it does, because, like, I'm trapped. And it's like a nice room, but, like, I can't get out of here.
His Skysworn studio apartment prison.
Yep. And he, like, he tried to burn through the wall, and there was stone behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he thinks, like, I might try that again. I might try burning through the stone next if I'm not out of here soon.
Yeah. And then Ethan and Yaren show up.
Yeah.
And it's like, of course you're here.
Yep. And Lindon's like, I want to get out of here. And they're like, well, why would we leave when we could train here? Mm-hmm. We're good.
Yep.
And they also tell Lindon that he's, like, not technically arrested. Mm-hmm. He's like
not technically arrested, right, but you're pretty fucking arrested. Yeah. When you're being held like this, you're arrested.
Yep. Yeah, the Skysworn say they haven't arrested you. They like to fiddle with words. Basically, they're keeping you like a fish in a pond so they can keep an eye on you. You're not in danger. Which...
I mean, he's kind of always in danger.
Right. Yeah, and so then he's like, we're doing training and stuff for before the duel. Yeah. Because that's coming up in like a couple weeks at this point. Mm-hmm. And then they're talking about the marble, like Lindon's marble from Cereal,
right.
and Ethan shows his like void marble.
Yeah,
like a little dark kind of.
And he's like, don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Because like they can each kind of like see into their own marble, but not each other's.
Yes. Yep.
With their like spiritual stuff.
Yep.
And was it in the previous video that I talked about my like theory about where Ethan's marble came from?
I don't remember if you said it in the podcast or if just you talked to me.
Yeah, because I was like, this feels like it's Azrael related.
Yeah.
With like it being like void and as opposed to like the Surreal one.
Right.
And then I also...
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, because I talked about the whole like, I think that like the reason why things got so off course is because like they pinballed into each other because they've each been like affected by like an outside thing.
Which is that's what we...
Which we find out is exactly
in the next...
what happens in the next chapter. Yep.
Yeah, Lindon's still trying to ask for the story from Ethan, and he's like, later, or whatever. We got stuff to do.
Yeah, this is the book where we get mad at Ethan.
Yeah.
This is the book where Ethan, our lovable goofball, becomes Ethan, you should really be taking this more seriously. Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's always been that way. Like, we've seen him from the beginning. Like that's how he acts. But it's the first time that it like really affects, especially Lindon.
Yes, we really started getting some of like the consequences of it. You know, so some of the like it starts affecting us.
Yep. And it starts wearing on Lindon a little bit. It's like okay, like
Yeah, so I think that about does it for chapter 1.
Yeah.
Chapter 2. it's a really good conversation between Suriel and Makio.
Yes.
It's very interesting to read because there's all this weird, like, two characters who can both see the future talking to each other.
Yep. And then, like, they can feel each other, like, changing fate, and so then they, like, because, like, Suriel feels it and then investigates what he's changed, and, you know, like, is trying to, like, say things, is like, oh, he already knew that she was going to say that, or whatever.
Yeah, it really is just, like, interesting, like, trying to conceive of what two godlike beings like this talking to each other would actually be like.
Yeah.
It's very strange and interesting, but in a very fun way to read. And that is a big part of it. It's, like, it's really fun to read, but the main like sort of thrust of it is what I was saying in the previous chapter section about how all these like weird cascade effects. They're like you're right, you did what was like within your purview, within like, you know, it was legal for you to do this, but there were unintended side effects because it's Asriel's original family.
Yes.
Essentially, the Aurelius are Asriel's original clan or something like that. And he like left that little bead with them.
Asriel left something behind, it seems, for his descendants.
Yeah, his descendants. Yeah. So like the Aurelius are like his descendants. Yeah. So like if Asriel essentially has their like bloodline ability, if their like bloodline ability of like being able to like see everything comes like from Asriel, then like that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Why Asriel's such a big deal. This laptop is making noises.
It's making weird noises.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can hear this. I don't like that.
Yeah, it sounds like the fan's being a little...
It does not sound good.
Yeah, it sounds like there's maybe like something like in there with the fan or something. Yeah. Just gotta like smack it a little bit, I don't know. Each time you smack it
stops for a second.
It stops for a second.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. We should continue.
Yes. This is Makio changing fate.
Right.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? So it's like this was all within the bounds, but like Asriel did this shit for his descendants, left something behind, and so that's also caused their path to get all fucky, and so then they've like intersected with each other.
And, like,
and so it's like weird. How long ago did Asriel do this? You know,
right?
But also, Makio's like, these guys, they need to get off Cradle.
Yeah. It's their actions would have affected all of Cradle. They would work for decades, changing the iteration and eventually derailing it entirely. I cannot see any further than 30 years in Cradle's future. It keeps making worse noises. I don't like that sound.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like it's about to explode.
I did have that thought. As like, I was joking that I was going to explode, but I think that, I mean, I sincerely doubt it's going to explode.
Yeah, but I worry about batteries.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, it really just sounds like there's something in, like, the fan.
It sounds like something's trying to eat its way out of there.
Where it's a Magnus. It's a Magnus archive situation.
I don't like it.
It's gonna, you know... What entity is responsible for this? You know, what is this, the extinction? Is this, you know, something's trying to eat its way out of the technology? It's maybe it's like the spiral or something?
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to do?
Guess we can continue. I don't know. Wait, what to do? Turned off.
It's in sleep. If it was fully off, it would have noise. Where's the power button?
I think it's dead now.
That's extremely unfortunate. Well, it finally turned off. And you'll get to hear all of our technical difficulties in vivid detail. Just a long stretch of us banging on a laptop, shaking it around.
We should probably cut some of this.
Probably. You know...
We normally don't do a lot of editing.
No, we normally just let the truncate silence hit it. And then just see what...
But now we have to leave at least a little bit of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tempted to just leave it and just like...
What?
Oh, it's like being weird.
It just cool.
Your computer restarted because of a problem.
So, It just popped up with, like, the terminal for a second and then went to startup.
Yeah. It's like, we don't necessarily need the laptop.
It has my notes.
But it does have your notes and all the things. So if this ends up being a problem, we might just have to postpone.
Uh-oh, it's power cycling.
Perhaps we should postpone the podcast for a little bit. And we're back from postponing the episode. Because it turns out the computer died.
Yeah, it completely died. So,
but you were able to salvage your notes.
I was able to salvage my notes. I actually didn't pull them up. I pulled up the book, but not... Oops.
But not the notes.
But not the notes, which are in...
Your files.
Yep, luckily it saved across my...
across your devices.
Yep.
And so we have it. We're good to go on that front.
Yep.
And we can finally finish up talking about this conversation as well as some other things, because it's like we want to finish up this conversation, go back to
the beginning of this chapter and talk about a couple things.
Yes, because they're in a cool place.
Yes, yeah.
And then one last little bit
at the end of this chapter.
At the end of this chapter. So, haha, we're back.
we are back.
We're back.
And this is late, but it happens.
Yeah, it happens. You know, we're not financially beholden to anyone.
We're doing this for fun.
Right, you know, it's like, we're doing this for fun. If it's not fun to do, then we're not going to do it.
Yep.
And so it's just, you know, we're a little inconsistent, but we've been doing pretty well for the most part in terms of consistency. So it's like, the occasional miss
here or there
is not gonna, you know, never fear. If we don't upload, we will upload.
We'll be back.
Because we do enjoy doing this.
Yes.
It's just, it is effort.
Yep.
And sometimes you're like...
That's why I won't play video games.
Sometimes you're like, well, what if it's Saturday and I don't want to do anything on Saturday? Alright. So, we talked about, you already heard us talk about the conversation, but, you know, the point is...
between Suriel and Makale.
Yeah, the point is that they need to get Lindon and Ethan fucking off planet. Because
they want,
they're fucking everything up.
To force their world to not be able to hold them anymore, basically.
Yes, which is... And it's interesting how they're going to go about doing this.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it seemed like, I mean, presumably you know that this will cause less harm, but like, boy howdy, you're about to cause a lot of harm.
A lot of harm.
And I feel like that's going to be a theme.
Yeah.
A running theme, because I know it's already a theme with like Osriel and his problems with how the Abaddon Court are like doing things.
Yep, and we see it a bit from like Suriel in the first book too, where she's like thinking about that.
Yep, so it's like... This feels related in that way.
Yep.
But he's like, listen, I'm gonna save your special little guy.
Yep. Like, not like erase his memory and send him home, or just like, you know, whatever. I'm gonna let your favorite run around.
and do his thing.
Yep.
But you gotta like work with me.
Yep.
This is a peace offering.
Yep. And then it's also kind of to illustrate that like all the while demonstrating the damage that Osriel's meddling could cause.
Yeah, sort of like trying to be like, now you gotta go look for Osriel, because like, look at what his meddling can cause.
Yeah, and she's also he wants her vote on like a quarantine thing for a bunch of worlds to like cut them off and stuff, so the corruption doesn't spread.
Yeah.
So she's like, Osriel set up these like 16, I don't remember the exact number, but like 16 shelters all over the place. Once you rescue those people, then okay, you have my vote for the quarantine.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yep. And so that's their conversation.
Yeah,
it's super interesting. They're interesting characters and how they like interact with each other, because they're so powerful and whatnot.
Yeah, I like all the fate stuff is fun.
And I feel like we're getting into some of like the big thematic kind of like questions of the series when it comes to like this kind of like consequentialism, this sort of like ends justifying means. You know, if you kill 100 people, but it's to save 1 billion people, then you know that's kind of like some of the stuff we're gonna
that it's like touching on.
That's sort of touching on, and so I'm gonna just sort of see where they end up going with that, because it seems like we're gonna end up in that sort of place where it's like it's better not to.
Yeah.
But it, you know, it's like, well, if can you find like an alternate way to save the people without sacrificing people?
Right.
because otherwise just being like, no, we should let all these people die anyway, on principle.
Right.
It's like...
just let everything get corrupted and,
Right, it's like, that doesn't feel like it'd be the right way to go.
Right.
So it's like, I'm curious where they're gonna, like, kind of end up.
Yeah.
But yeah. And, so you wanted to go back and talk about, where they're actually, like, having this conversation.
Yes. Yeah, so we haven't really talked much about, this is Machiel's, like, home base.
Yeah.
And so it's because like every other Abaddon like division is like headquartered on Sanctum, which is like a specific place and stuff.
Yeah.
Except for the Hounds, who are on Oversight. And so like it has like a kind of unique location. It's like I guess kind of close to like the center. Suriel is like, other people kind of think of it as a tree, and she likes to think of it as a heart. And the and so like Machiel has a kind of like a central location at like almost like the beating heart, where he's able to like see the most information. He can see kind of like everything from there. And
there's like, because it's like it seems like there's different universes, and each of them have like a planet that's like a habited world.
Yeah, and some of them have more planets and stuff, but they say it's like kind of more common to have like one inhabited planet.
Right, and so like this place, Outpost, has a planet full of a bunch of people who don't or Oversight.
Yeah,
is that the name
Oversight. Yeah. It's Outpost 1, Oversight.
Gotcha.
That's the whole title.
Gotcha, and it's like it has like a bunch of people on the planet. So that it can be...
tethered to the way.
Yeah, because that's how that goes. And none of those people, like, know.
Yep. And so it also says that he, like, pulled this world together. He pulled it together from fragments in the void and created this iteration. Yeah. And that's where his... everything, like, resides.
Yeah, so...
and, like, a few billion people, or whatever, keeping it tethered and everything.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
That have no concept of, like, the Abaddon and stuff.
Yeah, and they just kind of, like, live there.
Yep.
And they seem to live pretty good lives or something?
Yeah, it's a pretty, like, normal iteration. It's not experience, like, corruption and stuff like that. And
yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I think it's, like, a, like, blue, like, it's...
because like, they give some definition of it.
Yeah, like, as staggered as she was every time she thought about the vast expenditure of time and personal power that must have gone into the creation of the outpost, it frightened her just as much as it impressed her. Just like how like separate the Hound, like how his organization is from the rest and stuff.
Yeah.
What was I looking for?
The description of the planet.
Yep. So one blue-green planet of standard size orbited by no less than 16 moons.
Yeah.
Each of the moons was so close it almost looked like they skated across the planet's surface, and she could see city lights blanketing every surface, over all 17 spheres.
Yeah, 12 billion people live there, which is, like, more than exist on Earth currently. Like, our Earth currently only has, like, 8 or 9 billion, and so 12 billion people is just, like...
a lot, yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, and it's, the inhabitants of Outpost lived as naturally as they could in an iteration... as naturally as they would in an iteration, but with an endless blue sky devoid of sun or stars.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just like
so
this
it's just the one, like, planet and then, like, endless blue.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like they were simply people. They went about their lives living and dying with no knowledge of the greater cosmos.
Every sentient being was a tie to the way, and even there at the heart of it all, Machiel wanted to be closer. Yeah, so he's just got, like, all these people... to connect him there, and he like made this whole universe.
Yeah.
Which I'm just thinking about, like, when power scalers talk about things.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's like, I see this guy, and he talks about kind of power scaling stuff sometimes, and he'll, like, one of those memes where it's, like, characters from different anime, and, like, who's stronger or whatever. And he'll just point to some fucking guy who I have no clue who they are, and it's like, this person's literally a god who can create universes, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So this guy, like, wins, and I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Sure. And that guy is also like, that's why this is stupid.
Yeah.
Because it's like, when you're comparing two different anime like that have, like, what's strong for one would, you know, it's like, yeah, they're different shows.
Yep.
So, like, you know. But anyway, so just the idea is, like, he's got, like, universe level...
Yeah.
Because it's always like, you know, planetary scale, planetary level, you know, universe level, multiverse level, you know, and just getting stupid about it. Man, so that's
yeah, Smeevca's planet and such.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'd probably be like a fairly normal place. The fact that people are like living on the moons as well.
Yeah.
Is interesting and wild. And that they like are so close. I feel like that shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that. Because like the moon's actually like pretty far from the Earth.
Yep.
Relatively. So like.
Yeah, I think they're like a lot closer in this like iteration and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like that seems like it could be bad. Gravitationally. That seems like it could be unstable. Yeah. Those things must be going fast as fuck. Or be like the size of them. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, or a change in how it works.
Yeah, maybe gravity's just different there.
Right.
You know?
That's kind of my assumption, because he just, like, made all of it.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, having people gives you such luxuries as causality and things like that.
Yeah.
But, like, gravity? I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the strong and weak force like in these universes? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
So that kind of covers the Suriel section.
Yeah.
And
his front door is just a big ice thing that you like.
Oh yeah.
He's like down in the.
He lives in Superman's Fortress of Solitude. Yeah. Up in like the ice caps or whatever.
Yep.
Which is hilarious. Not on one of the moons.
Nope.
Like in the ice caps of the main planet. But yeah, and then after this whole conversation, we end up with Jai Daisho.
Yep. So because we were with him in the first chapter and stuff, and so now he's making his last like desperate, like find for something that can beat Athan. He wants some sort of big weapon or whatever, and he knows that going in the labyrinth is not allowed and could draw something in.
Yes, but it's once you go past a certain depth.
Yeah. Once you go past a certain into where like the Lord weapons are.
Yes, once you get into like the Lord lair.
Yep. Then it could draw something. But he's like, I'm only gonna keep it open for like a few minutes. And like last time it was open and something was drawn to it, it was open for like I think they said like
was it like months or years?
For a few years for sure. I couldn't remember if it's like 100 years or something. Like it's a lot.
Yeah. Because like the labyrinth is like full of these like treasures. Of these, like, little cubbies.
Yeah, so it just says open for years.
These little, like, cubbies full of, like, treasures.
Yep.
And, then, like, doors of, like, certain level.
Yeah. And a bunch of them are, like, gone or like, not
because it's, like, people have already, like, combed through and, like, taken everything that's, like, worth taking and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's, like, the only thing that's, like, worth getting at in there is going into the Lord lair, and even still in there
was a lot like missing or destroyed or whatever.
Probably because it had been open for years last time. So people were like still doing
and
it.
like items that use like modules, like we've seen like constructs and stuff like degrade over time in general anyway. Yeah.
And so he's like looking for something and he's like finds some things, but eventually he settles on something. And we learn about because this had been like mentioned in the previous book, but I don't think I'd fully like understood it until it was explained a bit more. And this one, his like soul space.
Yes, yeah.
I love the idea that as you get higher in power, you unlock an inventory slot.
Yes, yeah, basically.
Which is just very funny. It's like, I can see, especially if as this goes on, you get like more inventory slots, essentially. Or like a bigger sort of internal soul inventory. How people could look at this and be like, oh, it's progression fantasy, it's like lit RPG.
Yeah.
But, because it's like, in some ways I can see that, because like, but that's just because JRPGs and stuff are just the process of taking fantasy and giving it the numbers required to make it a video game.
Yeah.
And so any magic system that's sufficiently scientific that you scientify enough, that you give hard enough rules, will eventually become kind of video gamey.
Yeah.
But the idea of him literally having like an inventory slot, but they don't call it an inventory slot. If this was more lit RPG,
then they would probably call it that.
They would probably call it an inventory, and there'd be like an actual like menu. This is more just like, wouldn't it be nice if you could just hold a thing and just like make it appear in your hand? Because that's also just like a very D&D
very
kind of
like
thing.
Fantasy thing or whatever. They just like summon a weapon or summon something, like...
It's like, where'd that come from? I pulled it from the ether, But since I pulled it out of my soul.
Space,
And it's like, oh, that's neat. That's fun. And so, I'm like, that would be nice. Yep. It would be nice to just, like, have a pocket at all times. Yep. If I could just, like, stick my phone in my soul space. You know?
Yeah.
You know, what does that say about me? But anyway, it's because, you know, at home, I don't have pockets most of the time.
Yeah. Yep.
So, you know, just put it in my soul space.
Yep.
But yeah, he finds, like, a gem.
Yes. Yeah, he calls it the Archstone.
Archstone. And it can do something. Does it explain what it does at this point, or do we only find that out later?
I think we find out what it is later. There's a few things in here that I want to touch on.
Including a duplicate of the Ancestor Spear.
Yes.
Which is just funny.
Partially broken.
Yeah, which is just, like, kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because it was such a big deal before, and it's like, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember if Ethan's already said this or not in what we've read. I don't remember.
Well, if it comes up later, then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, but it just says it was a crystal ball slightly bigger than a hand, filled with a dim, diffuse light. The light swirled like smoke, as though something invisible swam within. He touched it with his spirit and felt an endless will to devour that almost consumed him. He wanted to tear through every cabinet, cramming his pockets full. And then he,
Gotcha.
Then he finally pulls it together and is like, he was like, so what if he died here? He would die the richest man in the world. The will of an underlord was not so easily swayed, and he resisted. But he recognized this device from the records. It was perfect.
Yeah, so it's like we get that sort of, like, description of it, which, knowing what I know now from later, that makes sense. that sounds about right. Yeah. But we'll get into that once it becomes actually relevant in the chapter. Yeah. But yeah, so he gets this little stone, hides it away, and he leaves, and it's like, this will be fine.
Yep. Yeah.
And surely nothing will go wrong. Because he also talks about he consulted...
Yeah, he consulted oracles beforehand to make sure everything will be all right. And they're like, we don't see it, any dread gods in the near future. You know?
And so he's like, so it's fine. Yeah. I can definitely go and do this. I contacted several oracles, and none of them said anything.
I really love the excuses he makes all throughout this. Because, we've seen him, kind of degrade throughout. Where, he's been saying, oh, this is for the clan. This is because, when I'm gone, the clan will be, nothing or whatever. And he's, still trying to do that, excuses to himself. But then he keeps breaking and being just no, I just want to get, Ethan. Oh, I just want to be, you kind of see his more selfish motivations come through. And because, he also doesn't care about his clan, really. He doesn't think well of them. No. They're all less than him and can't do anything and will never be able to get to his level. Yeah,
but once I die, they're all just gonna, fucking disintegrate without me, Yeah.
But then he wouldn't, he couldn't bend his pride enough to, actually set the clan up with someone who would take care of them, which would be Jai Long.
Right, exactly.
He only caved, at the last possible second, and it wasn't enough at the time,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
So he gets his little orb.
Yep.
And then he goes to leave, and then Machiel is like, doop.
Yeah.
He just gives a little old touch.
In 99 out of 100 projections, this aura goes unnoticed. Jai Daisho returns from his trip safely. There's only a negligible chance that a dread god will notice this aura, which calls to them like the scent of meat to a predator and choose to investigate. His gamble has paid off. And then Machiel, it's influence detected. Machiel's influence confirmed. Recalculating. The possibility of a dread god noticing increases in likelihood as the probability shifts. The will of the hound bends fate, twisting chance. There's currently only one dread god within range, the bleeding phoenix. I can't speak. I'm having a hard time.
You can't read all the words at the same time.
I do. I read all of the words at the same time, and I try and say them all at the same time, and that doesn't work.
You gotta go one word at a time. You gotta slow down a little bit. But yeah, it's supposed to be like a 1 in 100 chance.
Yeah.
And Machiel just goes, nope, it's gonna happen.
Yep.
And the bleeding phoenix is the only one in range, and so it starts to wake up.
Yeah,
and it starts this description of it.
Yeah, it starts stirring in its sleep or whatever, and then once it like notices the like scent or whatever, like wakes up, and then it's it says
it's got like a whole cult of people around it.
Yep.
That like worship it and live around it.
Red Moon Hall. They sense their master's needs through the parasites embedded in their bodies, and they seek the cause of its distress. On the 26th minute, as the aura fades, the bleeding phoenix regains a fraction of its consciousness. It catches the scent of power it is almost forgotten, power long lost. It calls to a memory buried deep within the creature's awareness. For the first time in centuries, its bloody feathers stir. And then the members of Red Moon Hall, from Jade to Herald, fall to their knees in supplication.
Yep, and then Yeren also gets like pulled because she's got one of the blood parasites in her.
Yeah, she's just like sitting there cycling, and then she like feels like an urge to like I think like they're called like north or whatever. So she feels an urge to go north, but she just kind of settles back down and does her cycling. She's like, pretty used
none of that.
She's pretty used to like kind of hearing it, you know.
Yep. And so we now know, because when said fraction of a dread god or a piece of a dread god was what she had inside of her. And so now we know which one.
Yeah,
it's the Bleeding Phoenix.
The Bleeding Phoenix.
Yep. And I don't remember what all like I've said in previous podcast episodes and what I've said just like talking with you about like which of the four things is what, and my whole theories about how like it lines up with like the schools of Sacred Valley and stuff.
I think we talked about it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I pulled up the picture and we were looking at some of them, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like I don't remember now because it's been a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do remember that it was like a whole thing because there's like the grandfather's tears and one of them's like the crying dragon or something like that.
Yeah, the weeping dragon. I can tell you the four dread gods.
Yeah, so the weeping dragon, the bleeding phoenix,
the wandering titan. Yeah, and have we gotten?
Have we got a name on that last one?
I don't think we have. It's a tiger. Like it looks like a tiger with.
Like a crown or something?
Yeah.
Like a crown of light or something?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, there's the mountain that has like the ring of light, and then there's like the grandfather's tears from that one school, and then there's like the one school that like makes weapons and stuff. They're all about like
the mining, like the gold, steel, and stuff.
Yeah, gold, steel, and half silver.
Yep.
And so I'm assuming that that's maybe like Titan related.
Yeah, I don't think we got the Titan's name either. We just have been hearing it as Titan, but
it
doesn't matter.
I don't feel like it's really that big a deal. But yeah, because it's like we've just like seen them like described on like the doors of the labyrinth and stuff, and I'm like, this feels related because entrances also exist in
Sacred Valley.
Sacred Valley.
Yeah,
I just wanted to call it Cradle.
We've seen two of them there in Sacred Valley, and then we saw. Yeah.
So it's just like,
Yep.
I wonder. But yeah, so that's, what was that, chapter 2?
We have a dog being a menace over here.
He's being nosy. We're watching him.
Yep. He jumped the fence and ran around in the neighborhood.
He was very rude, and also he loves to cuddle, and so he likes to get in my lap sometimes.
Yeah.
So he might do that. But yeah, so that's chapter 2?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Chapter 3.
So we start with Renfei, which is one of the Skysworn.
One of the Sky Cops.
Yep.
And she's going with some guy.
Byro, another. So her partner in the Skysworn. And they just like talk about their armor. A little bit, like
it's got like Cloud Madra in it or something.
Yeah. Skysworn armor clipped the dark hammer to her belt. Was what has the 1,000-mile cloud in her armor.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm like, what does that mean exactly?
Yep. And she is part of the cloud hammer.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not the armor. Like she's part of the cloud hammer, like sect or whatever.
Yeah.
I think. But Byro isn't.
Gotcha. But the armor has 1,000-mile cloud in it.
Yeah.
Which I imagine allows you to just like fly with the armor, would be my guess as to what that does.
Yeah.
For the armor.
Yeah.
Considering that's what 1,000-mile clouds do.
Yeah.
And they're going to go check on Lindon's new prison.
New prison.
And it's just this whole sequence of, like, if you've ever seen one of those elaborate sequences where it's, like, a vault with progressively more and more
Yeah, like a montage,
doors.
almost. Like, this is, like, the end of a montage of,
Yep, of just, like, progressively more and more safety features until eventually we get to the core, where we find Lindon, and, of course, Ethan is already there with,
Yaren, Fisher Gesha, and Orthos.
Which, like, how you got fucking Orthos in there? Like,
Little Blue.
And Little Blue. Like, everyone else, but, like, how the fuck did you get Orthos in here?
It's great. And, like, they go through this whole, like, thing of, like, all these security, like, stuff, like, constructs and remnants, and, like, a pit to, like a spiked pit or some, like, crazy stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
and they're like, nothing's disturbed. They're like, it doesn't look like anything has, like, happened here. They're like, if we had to come through this or whatever, it would get destroyed. Like, we could make it through some of these constructs, but, like, there's not even a hint that anyone touched these. and so I forgot what I was saying.
and so we, like, you know, we're making our way through here, only to find that, like, Ethan is like already here and it's all completely untouched. It's like, Ethan, I'm sure, could fight his way through, but he clearly didn't fight his way through. And, you know, just the usual shenanigans.
Oh yes, yeah. It's
you know, this is a little bit of our, like, recapping.
Yes.
You know, like, you were saying that the all those defenses and whatnot are essentially just, like, a way of, like, reintroducing some of these concepts to us.
Yeah, like recapping, like, constructs, remnants, like, a lot of, like, scripts, like, all that type of stuff. I think, like, I think, like, maybe half silver and stuff like that is also talked about, like, in the bars or have half silver. And so, like, all that type of stuff is just kind of...
You know, like, sort of recap for the book, you know, each book having its little bit of recap of, like, how things work.
Yeah.
And then getting in here and seeing everyone here is a little bit of, like, recap of, like, and here's who everyone is.
Yeah.
And everyone important's here. Fisher Gesha's here, Yaren's here, Little Blue, and Orthos, you know. The gang's all here. And we get to be introduced to them again. And remember what their deal is. Including Lindon, who's being outfitted and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, so he's, like, training with Yaren and stuff, and then Fisher Gesha's working on constructs and stuff.
And presents him with, like, some stuff, and he chooses all of them, and it's just, like, equipping them to himself, and he looks ridiculous. He's very much described as, like, I mean, this isn't, of course, literally the terms that they use, but I feel like the idea is very much your video game character wearing all the best armor that's mismatched, and, you know, you look ridiculous during the cutscene.
Yeah, he's got, like, a headband on, he's got, like, a big construct, like, on his, like, chest, and, like, bracelets, and then, like...
His pockets are bulging.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And Ethan's just there painting.
Yes.
He's there painting a mountain the whole time.
Oh, right. Yes, I forgot about that part. He's over there just, like, painting, and then they're like...
They're trying to keep everything a secret, because that's the other part of, like, Lindon's prison and stuff is it's supposed to be, like, a secret location every time. So, like, he not only got through all of the defenses but also knew where it was every time. And so the location of the duel is also supposed to be a secret.
So that no one can, like, prep it ahead of time and that sort of thing. Which Lindon is like, yeah, I absolutely would have done that like, if I had the opportunity.
He thinks about it multiple times, and he's like, ooh, do I still have a chance to mess with it? Like,
because it's exactly what he did to win back in, like, book 1.
Oh, yeah.
Which is amazing. You know, it's just, you know, it's not exactly, like, a direct callback. They don't, like, mention it.
But it's like... It's part of him. Like,
but it's like, when they're like, we don't want anyone tampering, I immediately think back, I'm just like, yeah.
Good thought.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But then, of course, the mountain that Ethan was painting is the mountain that they are going to be fighting on.
They're like, what?
How did you, like, you motherfucker. And it's like, Ethan, you're just making them mad. You're making everyone in the system mad at you.
Yeah.
And then you're like...
He doesn't...
Like, you...
Consequences?
like, you need everything, like, every advantage that you can for Lindon for this fight. And, like, you're training him and doing all this sort of stuff. But all this other bullshit is just making the system mad at you, which is not going to put things in your favor when the fight happens. Like, you need to be bribing these judges. Find more bribable judges. Like, get on the judge's good side and you know, make him be like, all right, that's enough. This doesn't need to be to the death or anything.
Yep.
But no. And instead you antagonize the system.
Yeah, he's just I'm cool. I'm that though, you know?
Yep, because it's like he's got to fucking flex on him and be like, aren't I so cool? And don't you forget it.
Yep.
But like, the power move comes back to bite you in the future, you know, because you're making a target of yourself. You're like, oh, you know,
it was not just you anymore, you know.
And also you're supposed to be like, you know, oh, I like to lay low and all this sort of stuff, but also you really like to show the fuck off.
Right.
So like maybe calm down a little bit, and so that's sort of the main deal with chapter 3. It's mostly a lot of sort of getting us up to speed, you know.
There is this little bit, like a thought from Renfei about Yeren that is just interesting and stuff. Just about mainly about like sages.
Right.
Supposedly she'd been the disciple of a sage before Ethan had found her, but Renfei regarded that rumor with a skeptical eye. There were only 3 sages on the entire continent, as far as she knew, and sages never took disciples. Everyone knew that.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because
so, everyone 3 on this entire continent.
But then also, like, literally everyone's like, oh, she's a sword sage's disciple. Like, just like, like, she's like, people just kind of know.
Yeah, it seems like some people do.
Because it's like a whole thing where it's like Jai Long seemed to know when we first kind of get introduced to Jai Long back in like the second book.
Yeah, he knew of the sword sage, but I don't think he necessarily knew about that.
Because I guess maybe he got like told about it and was like, you know, for respect of your master or whatever, I would have blah 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 blah. Yeah. Someone says that to her at one point.
He does say that at the end of last book.
Oh, at the end of last book.
Yes. Where after he found out that she was his disciple, he's like, I would have had more respect back earlier.
I was putting that too far back. Yeah. I was getting myself out of order. That makes more sense. Yeah. But yeah, and so we get more of this whole like, because sages seem to be, because it's interesting because I'm like, I still don't know where sage sits
right, because
like later we're gonna get like even more like talk of levels and stuff.
Yeah.
That like,
do we want to mention the ones that we've heard so far?
Maybe. I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. There's always the part where it's like I try and keep things to the section, but then it's also like, you know, you see what section we're going to be reading, so you know, like, you should be like prepared for spoilers for like
up through chapter 9 of this book. Because
we get Monarch.
Thrown around.
We get Monarch thrown around.
Yep.
And they're described as like the top
of their world.
Of their world, and so I'm like, presumably that would mean that Sage is below that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, there's only 3 on the continent. But what about monarchs?
Right.
What are they? How many of them are there? On the continent? How many continents are there?
Actually,
could you maybe think of it more specifically for my benefit? How many continents there are in this world? You know.
Can you think about your world map real quick?
Yeah. Can you just like real quick? You know. Now I'm thinking about Deltarune, but I'm always thinking about Deltarune these days.
I was just doing a little cross stitch of Ralsei.
Yeah, and because you've done Susie and Chris.
Yep. So now I'm working on Ralsei.
Yep, because I'm just like thinking about this would be like spoilers for part 4.
Spoilers for part 4.
Spoilers for chapter 4 of Deltarune, just real quick, because there's like a part where it's like, close your eyes and try and think of the night, and then Chris thinks of Jockington instead. Yeah. And so it's like, please, could you just think about your world map a little bit? Exactly. Since I'm in your head, could you please just think about this more clearly, more vividly right now?
Yeah.
And also the like Sanderson thing of like, it's like, I'll pull this sometimes. We couldn't think about that right now.
Right.
Back on track. We were talking about sages and monarchs and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, monarchs are, like, the highest in the world. So, like, sages would be below that, but they're also super strong. Are they, like, right below? I don't know.
Yeah.
Where does Sage sit? Because, like, we now know this, like, Underlord, Overlord, Archlord. Yep. So then, like, where do Sage and Monarch fit in that? Yeah. So,
yeah, we also had another one thrown around recently, which was Herald. They said, like, from Jade to Herald, like, around Red Moon Hall.
Right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, so that's just another, like,
that's another
just throwaway.
Yeah, I think it just didn't... It just, like, went over my head. I think in part because I'm just, like, we're in this new place, and I'm like, I don't know what their structure is, but it's like, but no, this is always, like, a universal thing.
Yeah.
Jade. They said Jade. And so then through Herald, it's like, well, you know.
I think we talked about it briefly when we were listening to the chapter.
Yeah. That would make sense, but it's been a little bit since we listened to the chapter, and so now it's like, what were all my theories? What was the stuff that because I remember really enjoying these chapters. Like, we ended up, like... reading ahead because I was enjoying it so much. You know, so much stuff was going on. Yeah. But
yeah, and then we took too long of a break.
Yeah, we have a tendency to do that. Yeah. I think especially with Cradle, we end up
going too long.
Yeah, we end up going too long, and also we end up, like, reading... Because it's just, like, we're reading, and then, like, I want to read more. And so and then, like, all right, so then we'll, like, do it during the week, and then we don't do it during the week. Well, this last time, we started recording, but then we had technical difficulties. Yeah. So that was, you know...
We almost had it.
We almost had it. And, you know, we could have continued on, like, your phone or whatever, but by that point, it was already just, like...
I was trying to get through the laptop, and it was...
Yeah. It was so much frustration. I was like, all right, we're done with this, you know. So, but we're back, and we're doing it. And is there anything else for chapter 3, really? We now know, like, it's gonna be up on the mountain and stuff.
Yeah. With her, like, Cloud Hammer sect or whatever, like she joined the like the Cloud Hammer sect. So yeah, the cloud hovering over her head or whatever. So, like, when she's emotional, like, the cloud will do, like, different things. That's her.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's her, like, gold sign.
Yeah. I'm still, like, because I don't think this was on the last one. Maybe I talked about it on the last one, or I talked about it while we were, like, reading this. I'm like, what does Cloud Hammer do? And I'm like, what if you had a hammer that had, like, Cloud module in it, so it, like, made it light? Yeah. But it was still, like, it still had the same mass, but it wasn't heavy. And so, like, it was a hammer that doesn't weigh a lot to, like, lift, but still has a lot of mass, and so when you hit someone with it, you can hit them with a lot of mass really quickly.
That'd be wild.
And so there's, like, a lot of force.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, the you know, it'd have a lot of inertia. Yeah. So it'd be hard to, like, start and stop, but it just glides through the air, you know?
You just do it in, like, circles.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a air hockey puck. Yeah. It just, like, floats at a certain height above the ground, and you just slam people with this really heavy hammer.
I love it.
Yeah, that's my... I don't think that's actually what it'll be, but that's my fun prediction for what it should be.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, so there's just this little interaction between Lindon and Orthos that's fun, where or they're, like, trying to, like, hype him up for the duel and everything, because, like, he's going from here to, like, like, the location. So, like, destroy him, scatter his ashes around the arena, crush your enemy, and drive him before you. Hear the lamentations of his... I will do what I can, Orthos.
Yes, because I was like, oh, that's a Conan the Barbarian reference. Yeah.
Which he would totally make that.
Because it's like,
you were showing
you about it, because it's like, I've not actually seen the movie or anything, but I just know it as a reference, because it was like it's like from, like, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan the Barbarian, where it's like, you know, what is greatest in life, and it's to see your enemies driven before you and to hear the lamentations of their women and all that sort of stuff, or to crush them, I think is also in them. Yeah. But yeah, so it's just, like, a very direct reference, but he cuts him off before he gets to the lamentations of his women. Yeah. So I'm like... yeah.
Yeah, and then Lindon, like, cycles Black Flame and does it again or whatever. So he's like, I'll send his ashes back to the Jai clan in a jar. If I can.
Yes.
Which I just love.
Yeah.
And so then he, like, suits up with all of the constructs that he helped make with, like, Fisher Gesha. Yep, so then they go to the location of the duel.
Yeah, they go up on the mountain.
Yeah, and so, like, at first he's there, I think, a few days early or whatever, but he's, like, in, like, an underground, like, chamber in the mountain and stuff.
And can't go, like, mess with stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, maybe it's a few days of travel, get there, and then...
Yeah, and just, like, have them in the room before they can, like... Before the fight happens, before Jia Long shows up.
Yeah, so we see, like, a lot of description of, like, this, like, area and everything.
Yeah, because, like, it was described in I have, like, a kind of a picture in my mind, but I don't know if it's correct.
Yeah, it's, like this cut-off top of a mountain.
Mm-hmm. And there's, like, pillars.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, a roof. There's, like, a ceiling, I think. Or am I not remembering that correctly?
Yes. Yeah, I think it does have a ceiling. Oh, and he was at the bottom of the mountain for two nights. There it is.
Gotcha. Yeah, vast stone structure that had been built at the center, squat in ancient, supported by granite pillars. Yeah,
so that would be...
Yeah, so there's, like, kind of like a building on top of this, like, cut off top of a mountain. Yeah. And there's, like, wind howling everywhere. It's, you know, it's wind Madra.
Yep.
Or wind aura.
Aura. Yeah.
Because it's aura.
Or when it's in the world.
When it's like in its raw state, and then it gets processed into Madra.
Yes,
So, but I'm just like, it's all Madra to me. Because it's like, it's the Skysworn and stuff who are like doing this, so they want as much like wind aura to be there as possible because that's what they're all about.
Yep.
So and they can officiate.
Naruto is the
Naruto.
Yeah. He's the head of the, like, Skysworn or whatever. Which
is funny, because I do believe that Naruto's thing was wind, right? Because he would do, like, the wind shuriken or whatever. Yeah. With, like, the Rasengan, the Rasen shuriken. It had, like wind chakra in it or whatever, because elemental chakra became a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the Naru clan is, like, they use, like, wind Madra and stuff.
Yep, because Naruto, he's fun.
Yep.
Because he's just, like, so done with Ethan's shit.
Yep, and he does not want to be here, like overseeing this duel, like...
And he looks like shit.
Yeah.
He's described as, like, incredibly greasy. Like, his hair is described as very dirty. And just, like, in his face. It's, like, the one thing that, like, I remember just, like, being constantly brought up. Okay,
we get some more description of all of them in the next chapter.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's, like, him kind of, like, walking up to... like the duel and everything. They're like checking his like cores and stuff and like checking his equipment, saying what stuff he can bring, what stuff he can't bring.
Yeah, because it's like you can't bring all your items in. You only get like certain ones because he had like some that were like sort of above his weight class, so to say.
Yeah. He had some stuff made of, I think, of like Overlord level stuff, or not Overlord, fucking
Underlord level stuff.
Yes. Yeah, one of his launcher constructs was made from Underlord grade parts, as was the artificial heart on his chest, and the band around his forehead. 2 more were true gold, and 4 were high gold. I just love it.
Yeah, because he's currently low gold.
Low gold, yeah. And then he asks, like, can I have Orthos? And they're like, no, that would be marked down as a battle between Orthos and Jia Long, not between you and Jia Long.
Because Orthos is stronger than you.
Yeah, by quite a bit, like, because he's a true gold. Yeah.
So it's like, because Orthos is the stronger one, he would be considered like, you would be his partner, not the other way around.
Yep.
And so that would mean that it'd have to be a battle between Orthos and Jia Long, which this is not. Which is such a funny way of putting it.
Yep.
Yeah. When your Pokemon's stronger than you.
Yeah, yep.
You don't have enough badges to control Orthos, he's too high level.
Yep, and apparently the ceiling is open.
Oh, the ceiling is open?
Yeah. Because besides the wall behind Lindon with its single door, everything else was open to the sky.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the room was about 100 yards square and no furnishings.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is definitely different from what I was picturing.
Yeah.
In my head, for some reason, I was just like, imagine a mountain. Instead of it being like fully cut off, there was just like a band cut.
Oh.
But with like pillars kind of like keeping it up.
Oh, got you.
And so it's just kind of...
That's totally different than...
It's totally different, but I thought it was cool.
That is cool. I had a different picture than either of that. But I didn't picture any structure. They mentioned a structure multiple times. I just picture the cut off mountain just fully open to the air just on this.
Yeah, because it's like they mentioned like the columns supporting something, and then like as time has gone on from reading this and I thought back on it, it's just like the rest of the mountains up there.
Yeah.
And it's just like we cut out like a middle band of it with just like, but there's just still like columns supporting it, and
that's cool.
And maybe sort of just like some like tunnels going into like a more like square space in the middle.
Yeah,
and there's just like columns or whatever.
That's cool. I like
I like that. Like wind
going all through
it. Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But no, it's like a building on top of this like mountain that's been like leveled. So it's still like similar in some ways, but just like
But yeah.
But yeah, so that's chapter 3.
Yeah.
We're about to start the duel.
Yeah.
It's like we've gotten everything set up. Oh, and Jai Chen's there.
Yes.
Jai Long shows up, and Jai Chen's also there.
Yep.
Or
I think this is in the next.
Or is that in the next chapter when they start showing up? They're not like quite ready to fight yet.
Yeah, because we end the chapter with him just, like, walking into the area and, like, seeing everyone. But, like, it's not described yet.
Oh, gotcha.
This next chapter starts to describe everyone there.
Gotcha. Cool. So that's it for chapter 3.
Yeah.
Alright, so chapter 4. We have a little bit more before the fight starts.
Yeah.
We do see the Jai clan show up. Not the whole Jai clan, of course.
Yeah, Jai Daisho's there, and he looks, like, way worse than Lindon last saw him. He's, like...
He is dying.
Yeah. Yep. He looks like he's, like, hardly able to, like, keep his eyes open and all of that. Mm-hmm. He may have been an underlord, but he had one foot in the underworld.
That's a good one.
It's like, Lindon had spent long hours hoping he would die before this duel. If he was gone, the Aurelius family would have nothing at stake here, and it would be just a duel between him and Jai Long.
Right.
Yeah, so then Ethan starts antagonizing everyone. Is like,
yeah,
Jai Daisho, you're in good health, it seems. Better than last I saw you.
Just being an asshole. Like, Ethan's just being an asshole to everyone, and then it's like, motherfucker.
Yep.
Motherfucker, we're trying to actually, like, help Lindon here, and you're antagonizing the judge.
Yep.
You're antagonizing the Jai clan.
He's got other aims here.
He does.
Like, he's not just here for Lindon.
Right,
unfortunately.
Of course. Yeah. And it's yeah. and we'll see how that goes as this goes on.
Yep. I also, this little bit, this is a waste of my time. Without your tricks, this duel is already over. You should have had the boy's head delivered to me on a plate and saved us all the day's travel. I asked him about that. He told me he prefers his head where it is.
And then we do get a flash to see that actually did happen.
Yeah, that was a true story. Ethan had looked up from his book and suggested that this whole thing could just be resolved if they just delivered Lindon's severed head to the enemy. It would look bad for the Aurelius, but losing an official duel would be worse, because there would be a public record of their shame. Lindon had politely requested to keep his head attached.
Yeah, it's so silly that I feel like Ethan literally just did that to say that
he asked
thought about it and asked
that, and to fuck with Lindon.
Oh yeah,
that and to see what Lindon would say.
Yes. Mm-hmm. yeah.
Not just like fuck with Lindon, but like to see what his reaction is. I think that's kind of a lot of Ethan's deal. Is he's just poking what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
just trying to like, because it's interesting if you think about it in relation to his like ability to like sense and perceive everything around him. He can't literally read people's minds though, and so the one thing that he doesn't fully just like know just by like being around them, and so he tries to understand them more by just like poking and prodding and being like, where's the edge of you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, I really like that.
Yeah.
I'm getting barked at by Tesla.
Yeah.
Well, he's sneezing at me.
Yeah, he's winding up. He's like, I think he wants to go out.
I need to let him outside, but he is gonna. I don't want him to jump the fence.
Yeah, because he will do that. So far, he's been pretty good about not doing that, but like, he is more willing to do it than the other dogs, despite the fact that like, at least one of our other dogs could probably also jump over the fence. But Tesla will actually do it, which is no bueno. Turns out he didn't even want to go outside. He wanted to play.
No, he wanted to play.
And as soon as you said the word, he just like head back.
Yo.
It was so silly, but... And
he was running all over the place, so I played with him for a little bit, so let's see if that works.
If that bides us enough time. Alright,
we were saying something.
Yeah, we were saying something, words.
Ethan.
Yeah, Ethan. He's like antagonizing everyone.
Yeah. So then we also see Narugwe.
Yeah.
He
has like wings, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, because like the Naru clan, they're the ones who are like in charge. They're like the Empire.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's his gray hair was long and matted, hanging down in tangled curtains.
Yes.
And a large patch of his face was scarred and twisted as though it had been burned, and he wore a large sword strapped to his back.
Yeah, so he's literally got like matted hair.
Yeah.
Like, you're part of like the royal family? Perhaps?
Yeah, probably fairly distant from...
Yeah. From like the sort of the main royal family kind of Naru clan.
Yeah. But he does still have like the wings, so that I think would probably make him...
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where he is in the Naru clan.
It's like, bitch, you live like this? Fucking matted hair all up in your face.
Yeah. And so then Lindon goes, his scratched armor, dirty hair, and scorched face didn't make him look weak to Lindon. It was the opposite. If anything, he looked like a man who belonged on the battlefield.
Yeah, this guy, he looks fucking battlefield worn all the time, even just like hanging out here. I'm like...
Yep. To witness a duel.
Yeah, it's like, did you literally just fucking crawl off a battlefield, motherfucker? You live like this? You just look like this all the time? But yeah, that's my little mini roast of Narugwe.
Yeah. And so he's an underlord and captain of the Skysworn sect in Narugwe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then Ethan starts poking at him too.
Yeah.
He goes, it's a joy to have you here, Gwei. Of all the duel adjudicators in the Empire, you're still the highest ranked, aren't you? It's honestly a pleasure to have an esteemed Ethan. One more word out of you, and I will personally beat you down into the center of the mountain.
Yeah, and so immediately off on a bad foot.
Yeah. I don't have any love for the Jai clan, but for you, if I saw you on fire, I'd hold an umbrella out for you so the rain didn't put you out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I already don't like this guy. I'm like, part of me, I'm like, is this intentional? Did the Jai ask for this guy? I mean, he's the highest ranked guy, and this is between like two big families or whatever.
Yeah, and the Skysworn normally like cover this type of stuff.
Yeah, so it's like, but did they intentionally like try and find someone who hates Ethan?
Yeah.
That's probably just not that hard to come by.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just like,
Ethan's not an easy person to
to get along with him this way.
Yeah, especially if he wants something and you're around it.
Yeah, and also just like if you're like an authority.
Yes, yeah.
You know, so it's just like you gotta, Ethan, if you're really trying to like be doing good shit for the family, your behavior is not helping.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And Lindon thinks like Ethan had antagonized the judge. What had he had done? Would Narugwe interfere on Jai Long's behalf?
Yeah, so it's like Lindon gets it, and he gets it like this is a dumb idea.
Yeah. Yeah, and he goes Weishi, Lindon, Aurelius, go stand next to your underlord and face your opponent. Wipe that smile off your face, Ethan. Heavens above, it sickens me to look at you.
It is fun to just have Narugwe just fucking like insulting Ethan at every turn.
He cannot stand him, and he will not hide that fact.
Yeah. And Ethan knows, and he's just gonna continue to be a shit about it.
Yup. Yeah, and like Lindon tries to physically distance himself from Ethan so that it's like less associated.
Yeah.
And so then he finally looks over at Jai Chen.
Yeah, they like make eye contact.
Yeah.
And then she like waves.
Yeah.
And then he like overthinks her waving for a little bit.
She didn't smile, but she still looked worried. But at least she had acknowledged him. That was a friendly gesture, right? He hoped the Black Flame Empire didn't have a history of acknowledging enemies with a wave of the hand.
Yep, just like. Yeah.
And then Jai Long waves to him, and he goes,
"Oh no!"
Which returned concerns that perhaps this gesture was meant to show respect to an enemy.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and he like notices that Jai Long doesn't have the ancestor spear with him, so Lindon's like happy about that.
Yeah.
He's like, oh well, at least he doesn't have that because like that can steal Madra, and so he was like he had been going over like ways to like. Deal with that and everything. Yeah. And like because they're not quite sure what the ancestor spear like can do fully, so like they have like some theories on like how it would work. Right. Yeah. And yeah, so then Narugwe like asks like is like this is a duel for pride. As such, the champions will fight to death or incapacitation. I'm here to ensure that the underlords can't interfere, so fight without reserve. And then so then it's still a fight between two great families that will reflect official rankings as well as the reputation of both powers. If you can resolve your differences, do so now.
Yeah. And it's like Jai Long at this point, because Ethan helped Jai Chen and like cured her.
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. Lindon.
Yeah.
But you're good.
I get Lindon and Ethan so mixed up.
You're not near as bad as I've been in the Game of Thrones episodes, so don't worry about it.
Right, with John and Rob.
I do a whole John and Rob mix-up 3 or 4 times every episode.
What's funny is that I feel like it used to be that you would, like, flip them, but now I feel like it's just that you want Rob to be John.
I don't know why.
Well, it's because we're in John's perspective.
Yeah, and we're never in Rob's.
And we're never in Rob, so we just hear about Rob, and so you're talking about Rob, and then you say John instead.
Just like, ah!
Yep. But yeah, Lindon helped cure Jai Chen and helped her. And so Jai Long's like, I'm not really, like, mad at you, but I have to do this.
Yep.
So.
And he even says, he's like, you've, like, when they finally... Yeah, like when they talk or whatever. I have to thank you for healing my sister. You killed my brother, but you gave me my sister back. For my part, we're even.
Yeah. He's like, I don't like you, but like, we don't have any, like, we're even now.
Yeah.
Which is nice, except, he's still soul-bound to do this fight on Jai Daisho's behalf.
Yeah, it's, if it were up to me, I would have called it off already. I would never fight for the Jai clan at all.
Right.
But it isn't up to me. I will be as gentle as I can. And so then Lyndon's like, okay, well, maybe I have a better chance. I just have to take advantage of his mercy. Yes. Basically, is his
thought process.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is good news.
Yes.
Yeah. And it does in some ways like bring the stakes down from like, okay, it's death or incapacitation.
Yeah.
So now we're not so much worried that he's gonna die. Yeah. But it's still gonna be really bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so it's like, that's maybe our sort of like hint from a storytelling perspective. It's like Lindon can lose this.
Yes, yeah.
We want him to win, but like there's no way that he can win. But now that it's like, well, he's not gonna die because he doesn't want to kill him. He's not like, so it's just like...
Yeah, and it feels like, okay, maybe he can win, too, because,
because it's like, he doesn't...
Oh, he's going easy on him a little bit, because he doesn't want to hurt him too bad, so, like...
And we know that he's got, like, these, like, tricks up his sleeve. Yeah. He's always got these tricks up his sleeve to, like, one-up his opponent,
So those options are both kind of, like, up for...
Mm-hmm. It feels a bit more like a coin toss instead of, like, well...
Instead of, like... He can't win, but, like, he's not gonna die, so how is he gonna win? Instead of, like, that thought process.
Yes. It's not like, oh, he could still lose, but he could still maybe win.
Right.
And it's just, like, that sort of attention. Right. Which is good, you know. And actually, like, the fight itself is fun to listen to.
Yes. Yeah.
Because, like, pretty shortly now, the fight's gonna, like, start.
Yep.
After
it's right here, basically.
Yeah, because it's like, they can't settle their differences, like you said, and so they're going to have to actually, like, start fighting. And it's a good fight, but, we're not going to sit here and, go blow by blow, like, what happens and whatnot, so. But, I'm sure there's, like, some stuff that we might still want to point out.
Yeah, he's basically trying to end the fight as quick as possible. Like Orthos is like, a good fight's a quick fight, like...
Yeah.
Try and get in and, like...
Yeah, because in real life, that's very much how they talk about fighting. It's like, most fights don't last that long. Yeah. Because especially, like, as the fight drags on, you just get, like, tired, and that's not the place you want to be in. You want to end it quickly. Yeah, so then Lindon starts using a bunch of, like, constructs. So he uses, like, a launcher, like, I think maybe 2 different launchers, and, like... Yeah, because there's a lot of him using all of his little, like, tricks to his advantage, and, like, just sort of trying to keep Jai Long on the back foot. Yeah. For as long as he can. Yep, and specifically trying not to use Black Flame at the beginning because he's like Jai Long will expect me to like come in with Black Flame. Yes, so I need to come in with in big with like a big attack. So I need to like throw him off of his game plan. Yep. Keep him on the back foot with something he's not expecting. Yep, and so but while like continuing pressure the whole time basically. Yes. Mm-hmm. So then he keeps kind of pulling out constructs, and then he pulls out this like thing with like paint in it that like sticks him to the ground. That like a little bit gets on Lindon, but he was expecting it, but like a bunch of it sticks like Jai Long to the ground. And like I
he uses like the empty palm and stuff.
Right, yeah, to like disrupt him.
Yeah.
Because because we actually get to see the empty palm, because like that was all the way back in the beginning. It's like he disrupted my Madara because he's his Neji shit.
Yeah, and because you can do it like to someone like at a higher level, not like way higher, but like it does like.
It does still
work.
Yeah. So it's like he's doing his Hyuga gentle fist shit, which was I always really loved that shit. Same with like what's her name from Avatar,
Ty
Lee, who does like the pressure points and keeping people from bending and stuff. It's so
Ty Lee's great.
Ty Lee was always one of my favorites.
Yep. I stopped watching someone's Avatar reactions, like in season 2, because they didn't like Ty Lee and May, and I'm like,
it's like you're wrong.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, it's like you're simply wrong.
Yeah.
They're great.
And like
actually.
they were also being like really nitpicky about like May's like throwing like her like daggers and stuff or whatever, and like I was just like, I don't care.
Like nitpicky how?
They were like, I mean, they're just like nitpicky and like, oh, how can you throw that many and that much and whatever, and like I think she actually has like a contraption and stuff that
it's just like
it doesn't matter. It's
the cool knife throw character.
I'm like literally so nitpicky. I was like, what is this?
It's just like, how did she not run out of knives?
I feel like
it's
you
like,
kind of just don't like these ladies.
Yeah, it's just like it's a kind of silly thing to worry about. Like it's like she has knives because that's you know. Like,
I think they were like stuck on like Zuko being like the villain, like the main villain, and then it's like changing to like Azula and like Ty Lee and May, and they were like not able to make that switch for some reason.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's a fully different discussion. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I always like the like gentle fist stuff and the being able to like block someone else's powers and stuff is always like a cool thing. In some ways, there's like the trope where it's like in some of these like isekai power fantasy type things of like, my super special power is the ability to cancel out other people's powers.
Yeah.
But like he's still, like making it so that he's not just like, and now you can't do anything.
Yeah.
But like it's fun to get him to actually see him like use it offensively, because all of his offensive stuff lately has been like focusing on him learning Black Flame, and so having that like the empty palm actually come back now in this fight is very like fun and satisfying.
Yeah, so he uses that to like help disrupt his Madara, so he can use like this like weird parasite knife thing that like drills into his like blood, like.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it was this whole like this whole thing, with like this like parasite dagger thing.
You fight like a coward.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you're full of blood parasites, so.
Yep. And so then Lindon kind of hoped that attack and everything, like rendering him like not able to like fight for right now, would have them call off the fight, like, oh, like you won or whatever.
Incapacitated. He's incapacitated.
And Narugwe does not call the fight.
Nope.
And so Lindon's like, okay, well, I guess I have to like use Black Flame, and he like starts to go for the attack, and Jailong like breaks out of it and stuff. And so then as he tries to attack him, Jailong pulls out the Ancestor Spear.
Yeah, from nowhere, from out of his soul space, which he has not become fully an Underlord yet, because he doesn't have the Soul Flame.
Yes, Soul Fire.
He hasn't figured out Soul Fire yet, but he's figured out how to make the space within his soul, and so he's like halfway to Underlord.
Yep. Yeah, reaching Underlord requires a true goal to clear 3 distinct stages. If he has cleared the second, weaving soul fire from aura, then he will defeat you instantly. The first stage, however, is opening a space in your soul. And
we, of course, don't get what the secret third thing is yet, right?
Nope. Nope, just the first 2.
Which is, you little fucker. It's like, there's 3 steps. If you get to the second one, which is Soulfire, and it's like, that's the only other thing that we know about Underlords.
Yeah, if he gets to the second stage, you're fucked.
And so it's just like...
Yeah.
What's the third thing? You gotta have the space, you gotta have the Soulfire, and you gotta have a third thing. But what's the third thing?
Yep.
And how do these things all, like, connect to each other, essentially? Yep. And then what makes you Overlord? I don't know. maybe you gotta fill that space with something specific.
Yeah.
Or maybe you make like another space, or maybe you like you put the soul fire in the space, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
Like just like something.
Yeah. I like all of the theories.
Because then there's a secret third thing that I don't even get to know what it is to know how it would maybe play into this, you know. And then you get your second gold sign, your Lord sign. I don't know. Yeah. So what is there anything else? He pulls the spear out of his soul space because he's taken a step into Underlord.
Yeah. He gets hit by the ancestor spear and everything, and
he's just like, ah, fuck.
Yep. Yeah. His arm gets all like fucked up, like torn up or whatever in this bit, and then like he's like in a lot of pain.
From the like fucking laser serpents.
Yeah. He gets like shredded up or whatever, and he's like he's basically just like defending himself from like another attack or whatever, and then like the chapter ends.
Yep.
So it's all his preparations had come to nothing. His weapons were gone. His plans had failed. He was at Jailong's mercy.
Yep. It's like, uh-oh, turns out he has the spear, and this is gonna be way worse than I thought. Yep. And that's chapter 4.
Yeah.
Chapter 5.
Yeah.
The chapter where things are going very bad for Lindon.
Yep. Yeah, so first, Jailong tries to go for his leg, or whatever, and,
Right, and Lindon's thinking, like, I'm sure he's probably doing this as, like, a mercy instead of trying to kill me, but it doesn't really feel like a mercy right now.
Yep.
And Ethan is like, enough, and tries to, like, intercede, but gets... stopped.
It's clear the Aurelius family has lost this duel. Congratulations, Jai Daisho. You have found a worthy replacement, though I'm sorry you had to use such a tight leash. And then Jai Daisho says, it isn't over yet, kill him. And so I carried out your command. He surrendered, we're done, or whatever. And so then Narugwe is like,
nah, that's not a real...
No.
You're not allowed to surrender. That's not allowed by the rules.
Yeah. It's not a duel to surrender. And then Ethan's like, hey, let's not go too far. Like, I admit it. Like, I will accept the cost of losing. Not how it works, Ethan. Or not how it works, Aurelius. I'm the adjudicator. Surrender all you want, but the boy isn't killed or crippled. And Ethan's like, we've had our differences. Don't make this about me.
I have a guest. Tesla decided to come sit in my lap.
And then knock something off the thing.
And knock some stuff on the table. So you may have heard that. But so Narugwe's like, nah.
Yeah.
Gotta keep going.
Yeah. And so it's like the kind of the pushing at the beginning was not
was not for Ethan's benefit. It did not do him any good.
Yeah. Well, especially Lindon.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. Ethan's shit didn't do Lindon any good.
Yeah. And so he's like, fight again or whatever, and so then he just does like a really bad punch or whatever. It's like Yaren would have mocked him for it. So he like gets an idea of like what the ancestor spear does or whatever. It can take in Madra, and then if it takes in too much of like stuff of non-compatible Madra, it has a
way of like venting it out.
Yeah. And so he uses that to like attack Lindon, and they like takes in some of Lindon's like a black flame attack, and then vents the
black flame like back at him.
Yeah.
Right. And then Lindon is like, maybe I can use this to my advantage, as is always his way.
Yep.
So he's like, I gotta find a way to like get rid of this spear.
Yep. And so he's also like the mantra that's being like taken, like the injuries taken from the ancestor spear are not healing properly with his iron body.
Right. Yeah. I forgot that was like a part of this.
And so he's like also having a hard time. Like he's basically out of Madra because he's been healing like crazy, and then also like a lot of these injuries are not like healing properly.
Right.
So then we see a bit like Lindon sees like what Ethan's up to, and he's like kind of frozen in place with wind or whatever, trying to like
make his way over to like stop the fight.
He's trying to get to Narugwe. And he's using a wind ruler technique. So
it's like the air aura. The wind aura. He literally, because he can like, that's what it is, a controlling
Yeah, he's controlling wind aura. Yeah.
And so since that's just like all around, he just uses it to just like
completely freeze.
To just like using the air to like lock him in place.
Yep.
Which is very fun.
Yep. As we didn't pick this place on accident, Underlord.
You're just solidifying the air around him.
Yep. Yep, and I also, there's a little interaction between Jailong and Lindon. You're a coward and you have no shame. I've killed people who deserved it less than you and slept soundly afterwards. But still, I don't want to kill you. Give up the arm. And then, if nothing else, helping Jai Chen paid off. Yeah. He'd want to try to help her because he knew what it was like to have no control of your own soul. But he had almost ignored that feeling when he realized she was Jailong's sister.
Yeah.
He had continued in order to build up some goodwill, hoping to cancel the duel entirely.
Right.
But it did, like, help. Or whatever. He's, like, trying to, you know. So then Lindon starts to try and, like, attack, because he notices, like, some black flame splashes on the Ancestor's spear, and it, like, burns, like, some of the spear or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like, I can destroy the spear with black flame. So that's kind of what the battle turns into, is he's trying to destroy
the spear. Yeah, to try and sort of like get not exactly level the playing field, but like, you know.
Yeah. To get rid of it.
Yeah, because it's never going to be quite level, but it'll be more level, less of an uphill battle.
Right. And then we like see kind of Ethan and Narugwe again. He's basically just trying to take like. He bursts out with pure Madra of the wind technique.
Right.
Goes forward a bit and then gets locked back in place.
And I think that happens like a couple times.
Yes.
And at one point, like, everyone's essentially, like, being locked by the air.
Yep. Yeah, at one point, I will not allow this, Ethan said, his voice cold as the grave. Not yours to allow. I follow the rules, Aurelius. Our laws are etched in steel. And so...
what is this, fucking Mistborn?
Right. Where's etched in steel? Yep, so, Jai Daisho thinks that this is, like, kind of helping him out. Like, oh, you're going against Ethan, so, like, you know... let me help or whatever.
He's like, no, like, don't make me, don't mistake this as me being on your side.
Yeah, this is against Ethan, not for you. Yeah,
yes.
He goes, do not mistake this as a favor to you. The Aurelius Underlord thinks he's the exception to all rules. He trespasses on the Imperial Palace and escapes without punishment. He moves behind the scenes of the Empire, pulling strings, violating the laws of the realm without fear. He raised a black flame and expected to get away with it, because he always does.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
You're simply right, my dude. Like, Ethan, you're out here making enemies. Like, you gotta realize.
Yep. Yeah, and you understand why he's so frustrated.
Yep.
Like, we love Ethan, but like.
But it's like, Ethan, this is the consequences of your own actions.
Yeah. And so he just like tells Jai Daisho to go off. Yeah, so there's some more, like, fighting back and forth between Jailong and Lindon. Well, Lindon trying not to get too hurt, and Jailong.
Yeah, Lindon trying not to die. I mean, he, you know, not that he's super, like, because, you know, he's not going to kill him, but trying not to lose. Yep.
And so then another, like, wave of pure Madra comes from... Ethan, and Lindon had, like, was waiting for this, and so he switches to his pure core so he can use that Madra for an empty palm. So he does that so he can, like, set up an attack to destroy the Ancestor Spear, like, with Black Flame.
Yeah, don't we at some point get, like, a reveal about, like, Lindon's second core being gold by now?
Yes, that was, like, I forgot to mention it at the beginning when, not this chapter, like... I think the beginning of last chapter when they were
when they like started fighting.
But before that, when he was being checked for like all of his equipment, like what he could take and what he couldn't.
Yeah, because he's like masking.
Yes, he was masking
one of his cores to
his
make
pure core.
Yeah, his pure core to make it seem like it was jade.
But it is also low gold.
Yes.
Both cores are low gold.
Yeah.
We never mentioned that in that bit. No. I think we got distracted by something else.
Yeah, because then at some point during the fight, he like unmasks it, and it's like, oh my goodness, he has more than we thought. Yeah. But then it's like,
and that's why his
psych, bitch, I'm fucking almost an Underlord. Yep. Is you know, it's like we were each hiding a little bit of our like true power.
Yeah, yeah, and his like the only reason why the empty palm works on Jailong here is because he was able to raise it to.
Right,
gold.
to low gold.
Yeah, and he gets it because we had talked about this before, like, you had mentioned
right, like,
how you thought that he was going to get to gold in his pure core.
Right, because I was like, maybe, because like, I had sent you some, like, texts, at one point, where I was like, because I was like, how did Ethan get his core to gold?
Right.
And I was like, did he, like,
What sort of remnant or sacred beast has pure Madra for Ethan to have reached gold with? My guess is that it would be something like Little Blue, and that in order for Lindon to get his second core to gold, he'll need to make a contract with Little Blue or something.
Yeah. So that was my theory, and then Ethan's like, oh no, you can just get like a bunch of power, and that'll just do it.
Yeah, because it's a power threshold. Because we kind of learned that with Orthos.
Right.
Because we learned that you don't need a remnant. You need to, like, pass a certain kind of, like, power threshold.
Be filled with power, and that power normally comes from a remnant or a contract with a sacred beast, but you can also just, like, get yourself there. Yeah, but it's, like, an absurd amount of power to, like, get to, like that, but, like, it definitely is possible. So, like, and Ethan has resources. and also he uses pure Madra, so he can probably, like, help, like,
I think he probably just gave him a bunch of scales. Yeah. Like, that Ethan himself made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he can make, like, an underlord level scale. Yeah. Which is worth, like, a bajillion more than the kind that, like, Lindon could make back in the day. Yep. So, like, Lindon taking one would probably just, like, a lot for him. Yeah. And just slowly grinding his way up. Yep. With the wheel. Yep. The heaven and earth purification.
Yeah, and he also
wheel.
thinks about in this fight, like, he's like, oh, I don't think that, like, I would have been able to keep doing this if I didn't have that, like, breathing technique. And I'm like, yeah, no way. Like, you would not have had enough Madra.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he thinks about it a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because now he's got, like, 2 regular size cores. Yep. Which means that he has, like, double the amount that, like, a normal person would.
Yeah, he's basically, like, almost made up for splitting it, like, in 2, but in each core.
Right. Yeah. Which is interesting.
Yeah, so almost a full Sacred Artist on 2 paths.
And it's also funny because the guy who came up with it originally was just like, this is just a way to, like, counter... to like, hypothetically counter against the empty palm by, like, having your core not be where they expect it to be. Yep. Which is very silly.
Yeah, I mean, that's not at all what he uses it for.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, he does the first time, but that's the only,
That's, like, the only time.
Yep.
Because now it's about, like, having 2 paths.
Yep.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
There is still the possibility that he could, like, do something with the other one, but I feel like probably it'll just continue to be pure.
Yeah. So then, he's able to destroy, like, the Ancestor Spear. Yes. And, like, it burns, like, a bunch of it away. There's only, like, the tip of it left. Mm-hmm. And it's like in mere moments, the Ancestor Spear was a pile of white dust, and even that was disintegrating by the second. Only the spearhead remained, white and glinting, a single script on its surface shining. And so he's like, I'm gonna, like, get out of here or whatever. So after destroying the spear, like, Daisho is super mad or whatever. Like, Jai Chen is, like, supposedly she's, like, doing something or whatever, and we're not sure. She's like trying to do, like, a technique or something.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then Jai Daisho was trying to throw a spear at Lindon. And so then Narugwe, like, does, like, a whole ruler technique on, like, the whole, like, on everyone, in proportion to their...
Right, because Ethan was trying to interfere on Lindon's behalf, but then once the spear gets destroyed, Jai Daisho tries to interfere by, like, attacking Lindon, and so then Narugwe has to be like, everyone fucking stop. Everyone needs to stop fucking with this duel. It's literally illegal. Stop it.
And then Ethan is also trying to attack
Jailong.
I think Gui at first. He's trying to, like, knock him off the cliff, so he's able to fight Jai Daisho.
Oh, right, Ethan. Yes. You said Ethan, and I thought Lindon. I was like, Lindon's trying to attack Narugwe, but no. Yeah, Ethan's trying to knock Narugwe off the mountain.
Yeah, so then, eventually, he's able to, like, Ethan's able to, like, use pure Madra to, like, hit, Narugwe's, like, wings or whatever and knock him out of the...
Right, because the wings are made of, like, Madra.
Yeah.
And so, like, the pure Madra, like, wave would, like, pass right through him, but it hits his wings and, like, sends him flying.
And so he goes flying, and
And he's like, it's time to murder Jai Daisho.
Yep. And then Naragwe comes back up, and then he, like, punches him down. Yeah, then he, like, punches, like, him again to, like, knock him off the cliff again, so then he can go attack
Jai Daisho.
Yeah, because he's like, you really want to use your gold sign to fly? If I take him away, you'll fall 300 feet. Do you really want to make an enemy of the entire empire by fighting me? I'm the second-ranked underlord on these shores. You'll be lucky to escape the emperor's wrath already. And he's, because he's pretty frustrated. You almost made me lose my temper, I'll admit. But no harm done. No, I'm not here to fight you. I just want to delay you. I have a different target.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he, like, knocks him down again. And then he turns to Jai Daisho, and I rarely have to kill someone twice. A third time? Never.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Jai Long grabs Jai Chen and starts to run off.
Yeah. Jai Long's like, all right, this shit's over.
Yeah. I'm gonna get out of here.
Yep. And so it's like, hell yeah, the fucking duel is kind of over because Ethan knocked the judge away, and so we can just end this duel and run away. And that's the end of chapter 5.
Yes.
And then chapter 6, that doesn't work out quite how we would have hoped.
Yep. Yeah. First, Jai Chen does she has a little dragon. She, like, uses her technique, and it's trying to take the ancestor spear. It's like coming up and trying to grab it.
Right. Yeah, because she's got, like, the living Madra, like Jai Long does.
Yeah, it's described, but this tiny dragon drew itself up in front of Jai Chen, sniffing at her face like a dog. It was like a tiny remnant, like a real spirit, like Little Blue.
Yeah, which makes me then wonder about, like, Sylvan River Seed, like, where does that come from? Also, I feel like we're gonna get some sort of weird explanation about, like, living Madra shit, because it seems like something.
Yeah.
There's, like, something there about it. I don't know, it's, like, it's different, so it's like, so why is it different?
Yeah.
What makes it different? How come some people's are alive and some people's aren't?
Yeah.
This feels like it'll be, like, special in some way. So, I'm, like, on the lookout for her ability to just like, make a little remnant, essentially.
Right.
And, like, how do you make a drudge?
Yeah.
Because that still just hasn't come up.
Yeah.
Like, his mom had a drudge. She was, like, Jade.
Yep.
So, like, how do you make a drudge?
Yeah.
Do they need a drudge? Because it's, like, the drudge could, like, scan shit.
Fisher Gesha is basically, like, you can't make a drudge until you, like, have enough, experience in certain things.
Yeah.
I think wants him to, like, learn some like specific things before he makes a drudge.
Yeah. I'm like, how's that gonna go?
Like, basically all the basics and stuff like that. Like, you need to know enough to be able to make a drudge in the first place, you know?
Right. I want him to have one.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what's it gonna be?
Yeah.
I think that'll be cool and fun thing for him to have. But yeah, so she tries to get the spear with her little dragon.
Yeah. And so then we see Ethan, like, attacking Jai Daisho.
Right, with his, like, scissors.
Yeah. In the first second of their engagement, it was clear that Ethan was toying with his opponent. He could barely move his spear enough to intercept the blows, and at any moment, Ethan could take away his sacred arts. He was done. Lindon had made it. And,
yeah, because, like, he's just, like, toying with them, and, you know, this will be fine. But then, Jai Daisho's like, hey, Jai Long, don't just run away. You gotta serve the clan.
Yep. Yeah, so, like, Ethan keeps drawing out the fight and keeps, like drawing it out and attacking and, like, not like, taking the final, like, thing.
He's doing, like, a whole speech at him and everything.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think the rest of that speech is in a minute. Because I think we might hear it from Jai Daisho's point of view. Because we're seeing from Lindon's point of view first, and then I think we hop back for a second.
Yeah, because, like, we're in Lindon's point of view for a while, and then at the end of Lindon's point of view, we hop over in point of view, and we, like, hop back a little bit. In time.
Yeah. So then Jai Daisho, like, looked over at Lindon, sees him still up, and then yells over to Jai Long, serve the clan. And so then Jai Long comes back and, like, has to
fight Lindon.
Yeah. Like, Lindon's like, hold on just a moment, let's talk this out. You can serve the clan without, and then immediately comes up and takes
Lindon.
Yeah, because he, like, tries to use the void snare, which, like, pulls something, but it just pulls them towards him, and there's nothing he can do. And so then, so then it takes his arm off, and that's,
Yeah, he loses an arm. It really felt like maybe we were going to be able to get out of this without, like, you know, he got real beat up.
Yep.
he was able to, like, he
and
couldn't win.
He's got his iron body, so, like, you know, all of these, like, big, like...
wounds will heal eventually, but, like, you know, he got real fucked up. He definitely, like, lost the fight, but he didn't, you know... But then it's like, no, he lost the fight. Yep. He's losing that arm.
Yep.
And Lindon... He's also, like, exhausted all of his, like, Black Flame at this point.
Yes. Yeah, completely out of Black Flame.
Yeah, he's, like, exhausted almost all of his Madra in general.
Yep, I think he just has a tiny bit of pure Madra left from when he got some from Ethan.
Yeah, and so then he passes out.
Yeah.
He loses his arm and he passes out, which, you know, makes sense.
Yeah, so I love this, like, line at the end, and Lindon wondered if there were a way to use that to an advantage. He was still wondering when the razor-edged white light took off his arm.
Yeah.
Just, like, always trying to think, like, what can I do to...
There's gotta be some way out of this. There's something I can do right up to the very end. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's a fun in quotes fight to read. Yeah. You know. He really loses that arm.
Yeah.
And then you were talking about how, like, going back and rereading the beginning, the amount of times that Lindon makes some reference to
like losing an arm, like, or something, so, like that.
You know, he'd give an arm,
or
you know, in order to learn the sacred arts and whatnot. And now he's gotta actually do it. So
yeah, poor Lindon.
Poor Lindon, and it's Ethan's fault.
It is. It's fully Ethan's fault.
Because Ethan, like they were running away. It's like, you know, when it starts, it's like, okay, he's toying with them. Jai Long's running us, but as soon as it's like, Jai Long, you gotta do this, he had to, like, end it there.
Yep.
If he was gonna save Lindon, but he didn't.
No.
We jump over.
Yeah, he had other things.
Yep, he had other plans. Yep. Because, like, we jump. Whose perspective do we jump to next?
Jai Daisho.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we see this fight, and he's just getting beaten. And, like, Ethan, this is where he does that speech. That I've beaten you. I could kill you any second. He slapped the weapon down, this time with his bare hand, contemptuously. You're a weak, old man. And between each one, he, like, breaks an attack or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's just... his time was up. Unless you have something left, Ethan said, smiling. He knew. Somehow he knew.
Yep, he knows about his little trick, and that's why he's, like, his little thing that he stole from the labyrinth, and he's trying to, like, bait him into using it, why he's, like, dragging things out.
Yep. He's like, come on, use it.
Because then that'll, like, really ruin the Jai clan, because, like, Jai Daisho did this thing that he really wasn't supposed to do. And it's like, if he because, like, he wants him to use it in front of Narugwe.
Because no matter what happens, they're disgraced.
Yeah. And that comes at the expense of Lindon's a fucking arm.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, we'll get to Ethan's point of view in just a second.
Yeah.
Because there's some interesting...
Yeah, some interesting stuff in there. Yep. Getting his perspective on doing this.
Yep. So he... Jai Daisho is, like, upset that he couldn't order Jai Long to kill him, just, like, maim him or whatever. So he's frustrated about that.
Yeah.
And then he's, like, thinking about the Archstone. He's like, this could ruin the Jai clan. But how could he worry about consequences in a time like that?
Yeah.
And so, then he brings out the Archstone.
Yeah.
And as soon as he brings it out, Narugwe comes up from the side of the mountain. Now the Skysworn finally managed to make it back up the mountain. Now that it was too late.
Yep.
And then he uses it, and, like, color drains from everything. So it just, like...
it just, like, much like, I feel like, when the
Transcendent
Ruins came up and just absorbed everything in a big radius. This does, like, a similar sort of thing, but I think in, like, a smaller radius, presumably.
And so then, like, the stuff coming from, like, the mantra coming from the different people was, like, a twisting white light flowed from Jai Long's chest, thick as his wrist. A thin string of pink-tinged white came from Jai Chen, an even thinner stream of pale blue from Lindon's unconscious form. But
then also a bunch comes out of Ethan, because Ethan's fucking chock full of pure Madra.
Yeah, then it's like but those three streams were only teasers. They were appetizers before the main course. A breath later, the streams of power burst from the Underlords. and like Nargues, and then it's like, and even that was nothing next to the tide of Madra from Athen. Mm-hmm. And so it's pure Madra, so it dilutes, like, strengthens and dilutes the rest. Mm-hmm. And so he just pulls in all of the Madra. Way too much Madra, all of the Madra possible.
Yeah, he's fucking in Wheel of Time turns burning himself out.
I was thinking the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, he's burning himself out.
Mm-hmm. He'll lose the ability to channel.
Exactly,
or die.
Exactly. And so then he, as he's like pulling in all this power, he is able to use the Aurelius bloodline power.
Yes.
And he feels that.
He feels that, and he feels what, like, Athen must feel when he has it. And it's, like, absolutely overwhelming, because he can just, like, he's just aware of everything, and just, like, overloads his senses.
He could see in all directions, though only a tiny strip at a time. He could hear worms crawling through the dirt in the mountains, and Lindon's heart beating weakly. He could see the two Skysworn guarding the outer door, hear snatches of their whispered conversation about whether they should intervene. He could taste the wood of the door between them, smell the clean snow on the roof. Mm-hmm. I just love all of that.
Which, again, is fucking Hyuga shit.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Byakugan allows him to see all around him, except for, like, this little spot in the back of his head. And so it's, like, the fucking Aurelius shit is very much like the Hyuga Byakugan shit. And also, he's got the fucking pure Madra, so he can do the same kind of, like, you know, chakra pulse type shit. Yeah. So he's the fucking Hyuga clan.
Hyuga clan.
Because the Hyuga clan never got to actually be, like, big and important. They're supposed to be one of the big important clans.
Yeah.
They've got magic eyes, but then it becomes
But then it becomes only the Uchiha and Uzumaki.
Yeah.
Like, bloodlines is the only thing that matters.
Yep, even though the Hyugas are, like, right there, super important. Yep. It's like, the more I think about it, I'm like...
There's so many interesting families in Naruto that, like... That really was what lost me in Naruto, was, like, those two families were just, like, everything by the end. And I was just like, okay, but, like, there was some other cool stuff that was happening.
Like, I feel like if you just, like, replaced Sakura with Hinata and then made the Hyuga, like, it was, like about those three families instead. Right. You know? They both have crazy eye powers. Naruto doesn't, but then he gets all of his other crazy bullshit that he gets later. The Hyugas get to be, like, a big important family thing. We get more of Neji's whole edgy shit going on, you know, and just have them be involved. And then they can get married, and Sakura can be the Hinata style side character who Sasuke ends up marrying at the end for heteronormativity reasons.
Right.
But maybe actually make them like each other. Right. Maybe that would be, you know.
Yeah, that was the thing. It's like.
It's like, does Sasuke even really...
Sasuke can be an interesting character, but, like, he does not care about you.
Right.
You need to not care about him that much.
Yep, it's just, And
like, he doesn't care that much about Naruto, and he cares way more about Naruto. Like, that's the thing.
It almost feels like, well, I guess I gotta end up with someone, and you like me, so I guess I'll just go with that.
And, like, I've never watched Boruto. I don't know any, like...
Yeah, from what I understand, it's like he's not really there for his family.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard.
But I don't know, like, the details of it, and it's just like, motherfucker.
And I think he kind of ends up raising Boruto more than Naruto does.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because...
And I think Boruto kind of becomes a bit more edgy Sasuke in style. I'm not fully sure. I don't know. This is fully vibes. I literally know nothing.
Right. I'm just
don't
like...
listen to me.
I'm like, because the way that you actually fix Naruto is you just make Naruto and Sasuke get together and then raise Boruto.
Exactly.
Like you wanted.
Right.
Yeah, that's the real way that you fix it, but if you have to still be heteronormative about it. And I do like Hinata.
Right. I just wish he had more to do.
Yeah, so actually what you do, Naruto was always doing his, like, sexy no jutsu, because really he just wants... So we trans Naruto.
Yes.
And then Naruto and Hinata can be gay together.
There we go.
And that's how we really and truly fix Naruto.
I love it.
Yep, there we go. That's and everyone will be happy with it.
And
no one will have any problems with that.
Never.
No one will be mad. See, but then there's gonna definitely be the people suddenly alternate universe, suddenly a bunch of people can understand the Naruto Sasuke ship.
Yes.
Because we trans Naruto. And so now suddenly people are like, actually, actually, maybe they do have a relationship.
That's great.
Yeah. Anyway, give us all of your money to reboot Naruto. But make Naruto trans. Yeah.
It's great.
Everyone will enjoy this. I do feel bad sidelining Sakura, though. She can get her own show. Sakura gets her own fucking show, just like
she definitely deserves it. She definitely deserved better in that show as well.
It's just a show about her and.
But her and Ino was always like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And they have more interaction in like Shippuden and stuff. Like they've got some good stuff together.
Yeah, the Sakura show is all about her learning from Tsunade and falling in love with Ino.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm totally for that.
Yeah, they both realized that they didn't really, the whole, like, being jealous over their affection for Sasuke. It's really that they were jealous that Sasuke was going to get the other one.
Yep.
But, they just had to,
get through that.
Yeah, so that's our 2 new pitches.
Yep, exactly.
Our 2 new anime pitches. Everyone will love it. No one will be upset about it. This can only go well.
Exactly.
I mean,
New canon.
New canon. The old canon was bad, actually, so this is the new canon. We explicitly say that, like, the old one was bad. We do everything that we can to just like, be like, no, actually the old one was bad, and if you liked it, then you're objectively wrong, and you suck. And you must...
This is the best!
And this is the best. I think that'll go over well. I think that'll be well received. A certain corner of Tumblr would be so happy. And everyone else
would be totally fine.
And everyone else would just would be totally fine. Yeah, I'm like a certain subset of Tumblr, and maybe like specifically Jeff would really like it, because I don't know, he seems open to that. He seems open.
That's great.
To take a big swing, make it something different. See, if you do a good enough job.
Yeah. That anything can.
It's just like you just gotta give it a chance. There'll be the people who actually like give it a chance, and they're like, actually, it turns out it's really good. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough Naruto fanfiction for one episode. We have to in Mistborn, we had our like Wheel of Time quota, but now we have our Naruto quota.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I know less about Naruto than I do Wheel of Time, and I still haven't even like finished Wheel of Time. I've not finished either, but anyway. What were we actually talking about in the book? Now that this
we were talking about Jai Daisho getting like the Aurelius bloodline power, and like seeing everything.
And being able to see everything, and so then it made me think of the Hyugas. That's how we got off on this tangent.
Yeah, I also love this little bit of like him kind of losing himself in this like like not being able to control it and stuff.
Right.
He tried to move, but where was his body? He was standing on the wings of a sacred eagle, perched on the edge of a cliff, deep beneath the ground. Vaguely, he could feel that he needed to take a breath, but he couldn't remember how.
Yeah, because he like loses himself in all of the like sensations. I can feel and see everything. So like, where am I?
Yeah,
that's very fun. Like that's such a fun like I can see everything.
Yep.
It's great. It's like I feel like I don't often because like it's similar but so different to like how Ten Eyes are. Mistborn, right? Because it's like the sense of like your senses become so acute that like becomes overpowering. But it's like it's still so centered on
yourself, on your
this
body.
Like extends your perception out in a different sort of way. It's like with the other ones like, oh, everything's so bright that I have to like wear a blindfold, and this is like
or like touch that like too like
becomes too sensitive that everything almost kind of like hurts. And so, but instead it's like, no, like, even shit that I shouldn't be able to see, I can see.
Where is my person at this point? Like, where, like...
Yeah, it's like, you don't lose yourself because your sense of touch is so high that you're like, I'm a bundle of sensations internally, as opposed to, like, I have expanded out, so... It's almost like he's on a bad trip.
Yeah.
He's having a bad trip.
Connecting to everything.
Yeah, but he's like, I'm experiencing ego death.
Yeah. Yep.
Or at least I assume that that's what it's like. I have not experienced that, so. But yeah, it's like such a fun way of like exploring the idea of like what the Aurelius bloodline is like, because when we're in Ethan's perspective, we like don't get that because he can handle it.
Yeah, he can control it, so it's not like...
So it's not described like that when we're like in his perspective.
But it's so overwhelming for him, like you get these like...
Because when we're in Ethan's perspective, we don't tend to get a lot of that. We tend to get more just like his thoughts
thinking,
without actually like getting his like perception as much, which is interesting. Yep.
And so then as that's happening, he's like being overwhelmed and stuff. He like feels something in his neck or whatever. He sees like Ethan stumbling towards him, then he feels something in his neck.
Oh yeah, and it's the fucking scissors.
Yep. Well, so now Jai Chen stabbed him with the ancestor spear.
Right. Yeah.
So she stabs him, and so then the power, cause like he was taking a bunch of in with the archstone, so then she takes all of that, like well, not all of it, a bunch of power.
Yes, yeah.
From like through the ancestor spear, and then she like drops it or whatever.
And then she essentially starts, it would seem, advancing to gold.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Like I'm gonna. We switched perspectives because he's like dying, or whatever. I like this like bit because he like drops the archstone and he's like, he reached out for it and realized he was lying on stone. He couldn't lose that. He had risked too much to get it. Without it, he had no chance. It was his only hope, and then he's gone.
And then the perspective switches over to Ethan. Because it's like when Jai Daisho gets the thing, it's like Jai Daisho saw everything at once.
Yes.
And then it cuts to Ethan, Ethan saw everything at once, and it was a mess.
Yep. Things had gotten out of hand.
Yep. He's like, fuck.
Yep. Yeah, and he's like, Narague's grabbing the archstone. He's like, well, luckily he's gonna go tell like the Emperor what happened. Like, he's knowing him, he's too truthful, and he'll say everything that happened.
Yeah.
Like he goes, the captain of the Skysworn would see that Jai Daisho had violated an imperial command to retrieve that weapon, and he had placed the entire realm in danger. Being who he was, he would provide an accurate account to the Emperor. That much, at least, had gone according to plan. And then Jai Chen crackled with stolen Madra, and she's like, her back arched, her eyes are rolling back into her head, and she's like, you know.
Yeah, she seems to be advancing, because this kind of reminds me of like when Lindon's sister...
Yeah.
Like advanced to like iron.
Oh yeah, iron. Yeah.
And like was like convulsing, and then like all the stuff comes out.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that where she's like arched and like convulsing and like full of power and stuff.
Yep, and like same with like Lindon too. He had some similar ones.
Yep.
Yep, and so then Jai Long is like holding her, and like the chaotic mix of Madra, blended by the archstone, slicing pieces of his clothes away. And Lindon lay a foot away from his right arm, his blood-forged iron body drawing Madra to stop the bleeding. Jai Long had cut him evenly at the elbow, for which Ethan would be grateful. It would be easier to attach to prosthetic at the joint.
Right, yeah, because it's at the elbow, because in my head, I was, like, whenever arm, I always think, like, at the shoulder, but it's just, like, at the elbow.
Yep.
So, like, he still has, like, some of his arm.
Yep. Yeah, and so then Ethan, this will be an opportunity for him. A chance for him to grow. That was true, but it was also an excuse. He was honest enough with himself to recognize that. This was all Ethan's fault, and Lindon had suffered for it.
Yeah. Ethan, you done fucked up a little bit.
Yeah.
And he knows.
He knows, but do you think he would make do you think he would have made different choices?
No.
Yeah. It's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, he's like, this sucks, but you know.
But it'll be okay.
I
know it's my fault, but it'll be okay, you know?
Yep, Yeah. It is interesting because it's like, he doesn't deny it.
Yep.
And he does feel bad about it, but he is also just like, well, you do what you gotta do.
Yep. Yeah, we'll talk about it more with his conversation with Lindon later, which is one of my favorites. So then like the remnant starts to rise from Jai Daisho's body.
And they're like worried for a little bit.
Yeah, the other Skysworn are like terrified. They're like, and they're like coming up to attack it, and both the Underlords are like, this is nothing. Like, it took in too much power, and it was broken. It wouldn't have, like, formed.
Yeah,
it doesn't form properly.
He burned out, so his spirit just kind of, like...
Yep, yeah, it just, like, it dissipates.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah, because, like, I had thought that maybe she was going to, like, take his remnant to, like, advance, but instead it's more just that, like, she steals all that power from the spear, and that is what she's able to use to advance.
Yeah, because it's a lot of power that was flying around there. Yeah,
it's a lot of power. She got, like, almost, because, like, we got, like, a huge underlord's worth of pure Madra flowing into, Jai Daisho to then get, like, siphoned, at least in part, into her. And, like,
mixed with the other
mixed with the others
too.
as well.
Like, the wind and, like, light, like,
the wind
spear
and then the light and, like, the stellar spear Madra, which is made of, like, light and something else.
Yeah. I think light and sword.
That would make sense.
But that's already, like, her Madra anyway.
Yeah, because she already has, like, stellar spear from that, like, living thing that, like, attacked her, and then, Jai Long also has it, so she gets that, like, stellar spear Madra, as well as pure Madra, as well as wind Madra.
Yeah.
And luckily, there was no black flame Madra left in Lindon, so she doesn't get any of that, which means that she doesn't get fucked up by the destructive power of black flame Madra. Because that'd be no bueno.
Yeah, and, like, Jai Long's terrified. He's like, help, all of that. And he's like, there's nothing I can do. Fortunately, she doesn't need it. Why did you say that before, Ethan?
Ethan, you're just such a dick.
Yep. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do for her. But fortunately, there's also no need.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right. And he's like, she will survive this, and her core will be filled with quite unique Madra, so that's a treat. And, then he like, he also thinks, like, she would gain some measure of the Aurelius bloodline ability, though she would have to expend Madra to use it.
Right,
it happens naturally for him. Yep.
Yeah, because he just has it, but she'll be able to, which is in some ways better. Yeah. Because, like, fucking... You
don't have to learn to, like...
get used to it in the way that, like, Jai Daisho suddenly can see everything all at once. And she'll get, like, part of it, so she won't be, like, as strong as him in terms of being able to, like, see things, but can, like, whoop, whoop, like, extend a little bit, kind of like the others can.
Yeah.
In the Aurelius family.
Yeah, which is still very...
Yeah, they'll be very interesting. She does have, like, such an interesting set of things going on now.
Yeah, he's like, well, she has a unique path ahead of her. And he was very interested in that path, although he didn't express it. The siblings needed space, so he would keep his distance, for now.
Yeah, because she's now, like, this mixture of pure, light, blade, and wind. Which wind and sword Madra... And like light, those are fairly compatible. They're all a bit ephemeral.
Yeah.
Light and air is very sort of like intangible, ephemeral, and like sword Madra, it is like physical, but it's also like the abstract concept of sharpness.
Yeah, because you can also think of, like, wind as sharp. Like,
yes.
Like, especially, like...
It's a common thing, especially in, like, anime stuff, like cutting winds and things like that.
Like, from a cold place. Like, the winter, like... That's how I think of, like, winter air and stuff. It's sharp. It's, like...
It's, like, cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's gonna have, like, cutting laser winds that she makes into dragons.
Yeah. Yeah, and so then there's also this conversation between Narugwe and Ethan about Jai Daisho. About, like, maybe dread gods being an issue.
Yeah. Something we gotta worry about.
Yeah, it's like Ethan goes, he must have been desperate to go so deep into the labyrinth. He should have died with courage. And, do you know what this is? No, you do. Of course you do. And Ethan's like, to protect himself, he put us all in danger. If we caught the attention of the Bleeding Phoenix, Red Moon Hall will show themselves inside a week.
Yeah.
And Gui is like, that's the best case. If the Titan or the Dragon caught a whiff, then our lives would depend on the whims of the monarchs.
Yeah.
The Weeping Dragon was sighted only last year in the Iceflower continent. No reason to think it should be making its way here.
Iceflower continent. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Especially given what I know about that Buddhist hell where it's a frozen hell where your blisters turn into ice lotuses on your body.
Yeah.
So like ice flower continent feels a little bit like that.
Yeah, I like it. So then they're like talking about Narugwe's dread gods. I never thought I'd see the day. I'll bring the word to the Emperor, but if it is Red Moon Hall, he will require all of us. You'll have to do your duty this time. How dare you suggest that I wouldn't do my duty for my beloved empire? And then he starts to look like he wants to punch Ethan. And then Ethan's like, no need for that, I apologize. I'm aware of the weight of the situation. The captain wouldn't kill him, not before a potential dread god attacked. This was just irritation boiling over. Ethan saw it quite often. The Underlord should have more control over his emotions than this. Such a dick.
He is such a dick. Well, it's also interesting because they said that, like, if it had been the dragon or the titan, they would need the monarchs. But because it's the Bleeding Phoenix, they don't necessarily need the monarchs.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Because they're worried about, like, Red Moon Hall and stuff.
But it's interesting because the highest thing we've heard about in the Black Flame Empire is, like, Archlord with the Emperor, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And these guys have, like, heralds, which would be above that, presumably, because we know everything between Archlord and like, Copper.
Yeah.
So, like, what are they gonna do? Do they have, like, some allies that are stronger? Is these where sages get involved? Like, I don't know.
I like it. So we have that conversation. And he wants... they're like talking about reporting the duel and stuff, and it's like, you don't think we have more important concerns? It was still a legal match with a valid conclusion. When this all blows over, you'll be facing the consequences. I understand, affecting a solemn tone. A solemn tone, sure.
A solemn tone. Mm-hmm.
And he's thinking about, like, what that would happen, like, in the family or whatever. The rest of the family would use this to put restrictions on him, and if Red Moon Hall really did invade, he wouldn't have time to deal with family business. This would, like, tie his hands for a while. Like, he won't be able to do what he wants and stuff.
Right.
And so he's a bit, like, annoyed. Like, the world was so much more than anyone on this continent imagined, and there were still more worlds beyond. And he, like, holds the marble. Yeah,
so he has, like, a bit of, like, maybe not full understanding, but this, like, inclination of, like, the outer sort of, like, Cradle verse, like, the way and whatnot. Yeah. Because he's like, this other world.
Other worlds, yeah.
And to, like...
outside of here.
Yeah. Which, if he is one of the descendants of Osriel, how much is, like, passed down in the family about,
like, how much information, what,
How much do they know? Did Osriel one day just fuck off?
Yeah,
and then they have no clue what happened? Or, like, what's the deal?
Yep. I love it. So then he's like, am I gonna have to drag you back to like do your job or whatever? And he's like, I'll be right there, but I gotta deal with my disciple first.
Right.
And even now you still won't cooperate when a dread god might be headed our way with all its little cult in tow. If I had to choose between between disappointing you or my disciple, well, I'm sorry, I don't like you very much. And then he waves and walks away.
Yeah.
And so he's like, because Narugwe knows he'll be there.
Yeah.
But still, Ethan's
like, you don't like me, I don't like you.
Ethan's still gotta be a dick about it.
Yeah.
And he thinks he needed to take Lindon to shelter and surround him with friendly faces. When he woke up, he wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, no, he sure won't.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's chapter 6.
Yep.
Alrighty, so I think at the beginning of the video we were like, we're gonna go through chapter 9 or maybe 6. I don't remember, but we are stopping at 6.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's better to break them up into like
the 6.
3 bits and
and have the 6 chapter bits, because we're already at like over 2 hours right now. I mean, it'll get truncated down some.
Yeah, but it'll still be...
It'll still probably be like 2 hours. I mean, I don't want it to be like, we used to do this like 3 hour one sometimes.
We still do sometimes, but we'll try and keep it like
more consistent, like
2 to 2.5 hours. 2 woo to 2.5 woo.
So we're gonna be doing our little what we've been reading section and sort of close things out. Yeah,
so I read Isles of the Amber Dark, which is Brandon Sanderson's newest like standalone, like one of the secret projects or whatever, which I really enjoyed. It's super good. It's like kind of all about it's all about like like early like colonialism and like stuff like that, and like exploration with like different technology levels and stuff like that, and like it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of good stuff there. And then also, if you're like a Cosmere fan, it hits you in the face with immediate like huge Cosmere things that like
won't mean anything if you don't know Cosmere, but if you do, you're like,
yeah. And so like I think like because I know Cosmere quite well and stuff, and I'm excited about that really stuck out. I think that a normal reader would just like read this as like fantasy world building, like, and not like it not just like be like, oh, I don't understand this.
Right. Yeah. It wouldn't feel like, oh, here's just a bunch of shit that I don't understand.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, you're dropped into this fantasy world. Goddamn, I'm having a hard time.
We're a very different kind of book from Sanderson.
From his normal.
We're over here in Fanny World.
Like he's written like a few fade to black sex scenes, but like nothing.
But nothing like this. Yeah, especially if we're talking about the British definition of it.
Right.
But
yeah. Anyway, the book was super good. The like one of the main characters, it took me maybe half the book, not quite. I don't think to like fully get on board with her. Yeah. Like I liked her, but I think you're supposed to start that way. Like she grows a lot, and it's that kind of character in general. Right. And then I think like my only kind of like real criticism of this book is I didn't quite believe there's like a kind of crew dynamic with like that like girl and like this group of people. I didn't quite believe it for a little bit. Yeah. It kind of like drops you into this crew dynamic that like you don't know any of these characters. Right. So you feel like you're supposed to care more about them than you do because the main character cares a lot about them. But you've never met this character or anyone else, and it just takes a second. Yeah. But once it does, it like really they hit for me, and they really like grow on me. But it did take a teeny bit for that like
to like settle in.
For that to settle in.
Gotcha.
But the other main character, the other perspective, I loved every second I was in his perspective. All of that stuff was super interesting. And then once they started to like collide and stuff, I liked all of that. But
yeah, and I've not been doing anything. We've, as always, been keeping up with One Piece, which has been crazy.
Yeah, recent chapter that's been out, so you know if you're in this section.
Yeah, it's like 1155. Yeah, 1155 is the most recent chapter. We're up through there. And we're getting backstory, baby.
Yeah, crazy backstory.
And final last call for spoilers.
Right.
Rox.
Rox, crazy, like.
Now that Rox is actually a character who exists in the story, I care.
And by like transitive or whatever properties, I like Blackbeard more too. Like I'm more interested in Blackbeard because like there's that connection.
It's finally been like confirmed that they have any sort of connection.
Yep.
And
so
we just get it like in his little like
he just gives it to you.
Yeah, it's just like in his little title card. It's like, oh, and by the way, he's the father of Marshall D. Teach.
It was actually funny because like you had read it first, is when I read it, and I like got to the picture, and I'm like, oh, that looks like Blackbeard. And so I started like, it looks like Blackbeard, and you're like, look.
And then I just like scroll the page a little bit to show you.
Where it says Blackbeard's father, and I'm like, oh, he's right there. I was like already like maybe it's his father, maybe it's his like grandfather, like I was about to.
Yep, and then it's just like just a little bit more.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like when you're watching a reactor and they pause right before something's about to happen to like go off.
Yeah, it's like wait a second.
It's like it's like everything that you're theorizing about. If you just wait one more second, you'll which we've also been watching our normal reactor people and stuff. So that's sort of been our main thing. I've watched a couple episodes of My Dress Up Darling Season 2 now that it's out, and it's been fun. I enjoyed Season 1, so I've been enjoying Season 2, except for the fact that, like, the, free site that I'm watching it on, they fucked up the second episode's subtitles, so that, like, they completely just skip the opening, and so throughout the opening it's just the subtitles
for like
for after the opening. Yeah, for like after the opening, and so it's just like they're all fucked up. And that is the risk you run when you're on a non-official site.
Yep.
So, you know, I need that reminds me, I need to cancel my free subscription to my free 7-day trial to Crunchyroll.
Yeah, because Crunchyroll sucks.
Crunchyroll really sucks.
We had Crunchyroll, and it literally wouldn't let us watch the things that we paid them for.
Yeah.
So we stopped using it.
Yeah, it was like I had Crunchyroll, but then it just wasn't working. It was just literally not working, and we couldn't get it to work.
Every once in a while, it would let a show work, but like One Piece wouldn't work. A bunch of other we couldn't watch, and so we're just like, why are we paying you monthly when we have to pirate it anyway? Because we pay you and we can't watch the things that we literally pay you for. Yeah. That should be available.
Yep, so it's just crazy.
Like, it's Crunchyroll's fault.
Yeah, and so it's like, I need to cancel my free 7-day thing for Crunchyroll.
Yep.
And then hopefully it'll get better in the future, but... You know, it's been fun. It's like a cute show.
Yeah.
Cute little romance kind of show. So that's been fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard great things about it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's just like a fun time because it's like about like cosplay.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of like fun just sort of stuff about like cosplay and like, you know, sewing and stuff, which is fun. So yeah. And I think that's kind of been it in terms of like media that I've been partaking in.
Yeah.
Because
I've been watching a lot of like Hassan bits recently.
Taking
a bit of a break on reading for a little bit.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, mostly we just watch YouTube and play Hades and Slay the Spire. So, you know, yeah.
But
yeah. So that's been it, I guess. Yeah. Do the YouTube things.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you think of our Naruto fanfic.
Yeah.
Of our Naruto rewrite.
Yeah. And our nonsense technical difficulties.
Yes. Yeah. I'm doing a little bit of editing on this one.
We rarely do much editing.
Do much fancy editing, but like yeah. So it'll be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
This has been Let's Talk About Book. And now you can go forth and think about book on your own time. Have a lovely whatever time it is.
Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.